But when you measure it flat, it contradicts that. I'm spitting flat facts and that. And I know you don't like that. Google Maps is flat, it presents elevation profiles like that. I'm a spitting flat earth king. Sentence has a ring, doing my own thing. If Earth was a big roast chicken, factually finger licking chicken. We just got the measurements missing. I'm spitting eggs and begs, begging the question lesson. I've said it before, time after time. I'm the spitting flat Earth king of rhyme.
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate, Uncut and After Show. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe. Hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they premiere, and there's also a coffee, Patreon, crypto and thanks button in the info box below the video. Speaking of Patrons, I'm going to do a quick shout out to all of you who do support me on Patreon. So, a massive shout of thanks and appreciation to Smith Tools and Purchase, Level Plain Poem, Vitali Z, Colton James, Survive the Spin, F.E. Patriot, Thomas van der Zander, Measured Flat, Tiers Morgan, Mitch Kennedy, Rod, The Name's Burley, JMels24, Unamento, Iron26, Retro Bill, John Kays, Patrick Gunnels, Banter, Harry Blade, Mobile Mac 777, Rob W, Del West Watson, Unbelievable Productions, Blue Ridge Ranger, Abraham Mohammed, Skeptic 936, Texas Mike, Chow Young Cat, and Dank. So another massive thank you to all of you for supporting me on Patreon. Links to Patreon are below this video. And with that, I will hand across to whoever is in the Flipside Discord server and G+, so you can enjoy their dulcet tones while I set up for today's live show.
Side. So you got to get some guys here.
Well,
anybody want to volunteer?
You know,
do we need to do verification?
Here's the thing.
Verification?
What do you mean verification?
Yeah, you need two identities. Yeah, 2 card verification. Yes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you have to have your phone number on Discord to do the mute, I think.
Oh, fuck that.
Actually, I don't know. Yeah, I guess you do. Yeah, you do.
If you put the link
It's
in
easy
the channel,
to do if you're on a phone.
Yeah.
It's easy to do if you're on a phone.
No, because the email that I use to join Discord, I no longer have. So I can't, every time, it's the same with 24/7. Every time they go to English up, I can't join.
Well, you need to get another account that works right.
No, I can't even get another account because I need my old email. So
Use
I've already
a
done
new
this.
email. Use a new
I'm
email.
not doing it again. Done it 10 times. Anyway, I'll try and join and see what happens.
Hold on one second. Nathan's in the room. Nathan, are we just going? You're not doing a G+ link, or we just all going from Discord?
Good morning, by the way.
I guess we'll find out in a minute. So where's the link, Riggs?
It's right there in the Fed text. I posted it. You just click it and join straight to that room. But if you click it, you leave here. So I need to know, you're going to get 2 mods for your event.
I don't know.
So
Who wants the mod?
I want to know, you have 1, but you need either 1 more or 2 more.
I don't know if I'm going to be on a Discord side. I'm going to be on a G+ side unless Nathan's not giving a link for that. I don't know. Just give me mod powers and 2 other people. Who else could do it? Stevie, up for mod and Steve.
I think Harp could do it.
Isn't he a mod over there, Steve?
No, Harp can't because that whole thing.
No, I ain't going over. So don't even worry about me.
Oh, Harp ain't coming.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, I could give it to Steve. I don't know if he wants it though. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and add you, Steve. Absolutely, I'll just put you on there.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and get 1 more for good measure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want you guys to be lacking or whatever, you know.
Right. We just
How about Flat Earth Cafe?
Yeah. Flat Earth Cafe. What are you doing, bro?
Yeah, unfortunately, my Fridays are jacked. I work starting at 9:30. 4 kids.
No problem.
Here.
All right,
we can do that. I volunteer.
We need somebody to. at Worldwide
Right.
Debate. Just
Yeah, Vax. You got Vax sitting there. He can do it.
All right, so Empower Vax, Flat Arthur, and who's the other guy we had? Stevie. That's good enough. Right?
Axe? Where's Vax?
I don't know. Somebody said they just seen Vax.
Yeah, isn't that him? Yeah, but
It looks like Mattoon is trying to show up.
Yeah, sorry. I thought it was Vax. It's not him.
Vax is Tommy now. He starts with Tommy.
Hey guys, is there any chance someone can give us a timestamp for the link in the chat?
Link.
He just said a FedEx and Fed text.
Oh, what's up, Necros? Okay, he just joined.
Post it again so everybody fucking sees it. Take the one that's above the stuff I posted out.
It's about
43 past the hour. It's right there.
Yeah. See, as soon as I post something important, Harp wants to plaster all his garbage.
What are we gonna talk about today, guys?
Oh boy.
I'm just fucking with you, Harp. I love you, man.
Oh boy. Feelings are not mutual, I can tell you that.
No. You see, Harp and I go way back. We love each other. Except I'm not gay. Got him.
Who's that? That's Steve?
Yeah, probably me.
Yeah, are you sliding the phone across your face again?
Oh, gosh.
You know, I'm already sensing a bunch of buzz about this one, so maybe it'll be a good show for you guys. Maybe.
Is Nathan? Did somebody say Nathan's here? Yeah, he just hasn't said nothing. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure he's getting his 10 monitors all organized or whatever. And his
It'd be cool if the entire fucking OG crew was here, but you know.
He's setting up that microphone while he's taking a poo. He can use it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, whoever's coming, they could start going over there now. So you fill up the room. And if Nathan's got to do sound checks or whatever.
I need a third mod, guys. Go ahead and give me a third mod, yeah? Please.
Give to APOC. You going over APOC? No, you're going to do it on YouTube.
Who do you have as mods right now?
I think APOC uses his phone. Like mute is it's mostly good for like computer users. If he has a computer, yeah, I'll drop him on the list. I'll put him on the list if he wants to. I don't know.
Jado can't do it? Is that all because he can't get in the room? Or
Who do we have as mods so far?
I'm looking at the
Wow,
list there.
he can't get in the room? Is that what he's showing right now?
Yeah,
where you have
I can't do two stage, so I can't join on Discord.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the voice thing. Yeah. Yeah, if you don't have your verified phone number, then mute doesn't work, I don't think.
Vitalis probably can. What's he doing? Is he?
Well, look, you guys are all welcome to join up there. I'd like to get one more. Just let me know. I have to manage a few things.
What exactly is the event about? And how will it work?
Just normal.
Just a regular. The difference is that there's going to be a lot of ball.
Where are you getting this from? I'm just wondering. Where you're getting this info from.
This is the easiest thing to look up. The Vedas predate the Phoenicians. I'll leave it there, dude.
Only orally.
The consequence. The ancient Iranians migrated eastwards. India wasn't even inhabited yet after the deluge.
I'm talking about the Vedas, and I'm talking about the language the languages before Phoenician and the alphabet. The Vedas predate the Phoenician alphabet.
Not true. Not the alphabet. Only orally. Yeah, cite that. What I'm looking at right here disagrees. I'd like to see your sites.
What are you looking at that disagrees? Because this is like
I'm looking at the Phoenician alphabet.
AI.
This is secular, yeah.
Yeah, even the secular.
Britannica?
Guess we're going to be talking about the Phoenicians.
Yeah, they're having a whole nother conversation over there. We're going to do the event out of here. This is the event room.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that. I don't know. I need to go down there and make an announcement, though, to let everyone else know that it's going to be up here. I think Mattoon might actually want to join. Looks like he's available. So, so nobody leave this room. I'll be right back.
Make sure we got our moderators in place. All right.
What's happening? What's happening?
We're going to do the show from Riggs's server today, worldwide debate. So we need 3 moderators because he's not going to have his way, McToon, that's for sure. I know Nathan's going to hold him to the measurements and he's going to try and deflect the guns. But there won't be no rumpuses.
You can't get away from. You can't get away from the measurements, can you? Because that's what we're talking about. How is something measured? You're going to need a measurement, and how did you measure it? Simple as that.
But you said there's guns there, Nathan.
How fast the bullets travel?
You said I get turned around at gunpoint.
Do you mind?
You mean like
Hello?
like the Chilean authorities did to that young fella? Took his guns off him.
You're using a poisoning the well fallacy. You realise that, right?
Yeah.
But don't do that.
You're not going to know how fast the bullet is traveling unless you know the distance.
We'll see if my prediction's right.
Don't poison the well.
Okay.
Hello there.
I won't. He's going to be honest. He's going to be an honest student.
I want to give you guys a little disclaimer. This is Riggs, server owner guy, whatever. So this is the event room, and you guys have your own special room. Each creator can request their own room. And as much as you guys like to talk and debate and everything, I give you your own chat room. It's just above this channel. It's called Nathan Oakley 1980. That is your dedicated room. It's going to stay there. Okay. So you can talk there anytime you want.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah, I want you to feel welcome, have your own space. So here you go.
Oh, how sweet. Thank you very much. I'm touched.
Oh, it sounds like a spa day out, nice and relaxing. Just put our feet up and just tell everybody how Earth's measured.
I do have one question though. I did want to be able to give the muting privilege to one more person on your team, so they could help you run the show. If you guys can come up with that one person, it'll make this go a lot smoother.
I don't know. Whoever's in there. I've no idea. Who's in there?
We'll find somebody.
Does it not mean on here? Would it not mean you, Neil, for example?
No, I'm on my phone. And I'm not in Discord right now. Somebody in Discord, we'll get another moderator. Show starts in 15 minutes, so somebody will step to the plate.
Yeah, I figured you'd find somebody. Just let me know. You got just over 15 minutes. You can always start late, so no big deal.
Just on another topic, I did like the terminology that we were using yesterday when Nathan was going on about elevation angles and peaceful warrior. Like when he was sort of saying, is there any way you can describe the horizon without, referencing the ground and putting it that way? I think that's really nice tact.
You mean Anthony Riley, as in sleeping warrior, not peaceful warrior?
Yeah, sorry, mate, yeah.
I did want to help a few people out too. Apparently, Discord's been changing some settings. If you're able to, on a computer, click at the top where the server name is, there's a drop-down menu, and there's a button that says Show All Channels. I've heard that fixes a lot of the problems with how the rooms are displayed. It might benefit you if you have to do that. So I put a little screenshot in the chat if you know how to do that.
Okay. Where am I? I can't seem to see myself in the room anymore. He moved me to the event room. Is that what he's done?
Yeah, you're in the event room. It's just above the old one. So.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, you may want to if you check your DM, it may have to do with something that I just talked about a second ago. It gives you the step-by-step on how to show everything.
I'm good. I very rarely even touch Discord, to be perfectly honest. I'm happy.
Okay, no problem.
You and you can hear me, and no one's feeding back. Then I'm happy, bunny.
Well, Divergent Droid is here. Maybe he'll step up and be. McToon is also here, but
Tanks.
You guys are looking for that other guy.
Tanks, are you available to be the helper mod? I need to have one more meter. No?
I wish I was. Okay. Sorry, Riggs.
I would say, yeah, Divergent Droid. I nominate Divergent Droid, who's definitely going to be willing.
Oh yeah, where is he? Oh, there he is. Absolutely.
He's a fellow server operator like yourself. So Divergent Droid, Riggs,
awesome.
Divergent Droid.
Yeah, we've had a few talks. I just didn't see him. I'm adding him right now.
So on a general basis at the moment, I'm his server. So he runs a server called The Flip Side. That's generally where I'm resident at the moment. So I don't have a server or run a server. I just jump from wherever's willing to have me. In this case, you today.
Yeah, I understand. Well, I've created this space so that I have over 20 creators that are going to be renting out this room. As long as it doesn't interfere with someone else's schedule, they'll be able to use this room. They can use my server like a sock puppet. And I'm going to give each creator the opportunity to have their own little chat room. You've already got yours. McToon's here. I'm happy to give him his own as well. So if you need anything, come to me. I can help schedule an event. Throw me a thumbnail. I'll put it up there. We can set a time and schedule and all that. So.
Hey, guys, listen, I appreciate it, but Discord has me locked out of chat functions for at least some time today. I'm still locked out. This is because of my computer was hacked last weekend and people did things they shouldn't have done. So the only thing I can do in Discord right now is talk voice. That's it. I can't do anything else. They won't let me.
Well, Mr. Droid, if you could do me one favor and try to mute somebody like No Tanks or Left Lane. Just like server mute them. See if it'll let you.
Let me find the right chat and I will.
Okay. Well, it's near the top of the server, so you can scroll up.
VC. You're right. In the VC you're in now, he means.
It's just not displaying as I want it to display. Okay, let's see.
I think Riggs explained you got to click
apparently,
apparently
I can server mute.
Okay, you're good to go. Okay, so I have a lot of things to work on right now. I'm going to be popping in and out to help facilitate if you need anything, but you should have it under control if you got some helpers. So.
As I say, I don't mind. It's your server, so I'd concern yourself with your server. I always would consider myself a guest in these servers. So at the end of each of the shows I do, I thank the server for having me and, making the show possible. But, in that regard, it'll just run however it runs.
We're happy to have you.
Like I said, I barely touch Discord. In the last show, I unmuted people who you courteously stopped yakking through me 20 or 30 times, but at some point obviously I want them to respond, so I have to unmute them, which was very helpful that I could do that. But beyond that, I don't have any really desire to mute people or do anything. I realise that lots of people like to poison the well in that regard for myself, But generally speaking, so long as I can be heard by my audience and I can control that. But your server's yours.
I mean, there should be no reason to mute anybody when once.
This room is going to be your room, though. Like, you are allowed to use this anytime you want to schedule an event here. Okay.
Oh, great. That would be like Fridays, right? So do housekeeping, right?
Yeah. Neil's obviously keen.
Well, as long as it doesn't interfere with any other events, you're more than welcome. This is your dedicated space, so.
I'm only
Rich,
kidding.
you're a gentleman. Thank you very much. Really? Hold on.
No problem.
Somebody mute Neil. Thank you very much, Rich. I really appreciate it. You're a gentleman. Really.
And Nathan, you also have that ability, so feel free to use it if you need to.
Okie dokie.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go check on my other team. I'll be back shortly.
Other team? Wow.
What I was saying is, there's no reason. Once somebody understands the measurements, then there should be no need to mute anybody. Once you understand how Earth is measured and how we're doing that, and using sea level and, you know, everything else that we can explain, there's no need to mute anybody once they understand that, is there, really?
I mean, I'm hoping...
In a perfect world.
Well, in 2026, I'm hoping we will be a lot more chill. But as is always the case, right, the people that annoy me the most are generally the people on my own side that are doing things that I disapprove of, as opposed to the other side of the so-called debate. And in that regard, you're like, moving into 2026, I don't care if they are convinced by the reality that they're all using and measuring when it comes to a flat Earth. They're all using it and measuring it. So, as I've been saying in our server, if you want to call Flipside that, it makes no difference if I convince them. They'll still go out and measure it flat. So yesterday we covered a couple of bearded guys who went out and measured Earth flat. Now, it doesn't make any difference if I'm here or not. They're still measuring the distance across a lake with McToon stood next to them. So flat measurements are going to be used regardless of with us pointing it out or not. If I get hit by a bus tomorrow, you'll still have McToon standing with a couple of bearded gentlemen measuring the distance in a horizontal linear fashion, utilising surface level and sea level for heights perpendicular to a plane of reference. That's how Earth gets measured. It really makes no difference if we're here to tell you that or not. If you're going to do anything in any practical way with Earth and its surface, you'll measure it flat. With me telling you it or not, what difference does it make? So who cares? Hopefully we become like monks. Until one of my own starts bullshitting about science, that'll really get me a goat and get me screaming at them.
Yeah, it all starts at sea level, doesn't it? Really, you know, that's that's what we had from day one that's our reference point.
You mean sea level?
Sorry, I mean sea level. Yeah.
No, I mean sea level.
That's what you mean.
If you look back to the early shows, everybody was saying sea level. Just weren't getting it.
As I say, Neil, it doesn't matter moving forward if they get it or not. If you're going to use anything that involves measurements, it's required by all. Doesn't matter what we say anymore. Yeah? Either you understand that and utilise it, or you don't. It doesn't matter to me. It's like in the so-called debate as we used to have it, if somebody comes along and says, I don't want them to be flat Earth measurements, it's like, well, what are you going to base your faith on then? I mean, fair enough. Don't, relinquish them, chuck them all in the bin for all I care. You don't like perpendicularity, horizontal, sea level, surface level, eye level. Okay, no worries. Just chuck it in the bin then.
Yeah, and that was the reason for us using the normies, wasn't it? Because we just pointing out how everybody does utilize Earth as a horizontal level plane for, like you say, navigating, map making. What else? Travel, everything. That's what we're pointing out. We're not now. It's not Nathan Oakley's sea level, is it? It's just always been used. Sea level is the 0 degree baseline for all elevation profiles across the Earth. It's as simple as that. That's what's used. There's no getting away from it.
So it's sort of like saying, like with the Bible, I don't want Jesus to be my savior. But that's what it says in the Bible. So it means sea level, but I don't want it to be level. Oh, then you got no ball.
Yeah, sorry, that's just the way it is. That's what we've got, and that's how we've worked it from day one, from sea level. Sorry, I mean sea level. It was funny though, then bearded guys yesterday. I mean, they didn't actually measure anything. I mean, they was describing the measurements which had already been measured. Pointing out the heights of the building and the level lake, the height of the trees and stuff like that.
There was stuff hidden behind the curve of the earth because a portion of the building was obscured.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they didn't measure anything. They described how everything's already been measured for them using the flat horizontal planes to do so, and the vertical heights above surface level, and then went on to talk about perspective. It was laughable, really. I was chuckling away. I'm just going to have to turn off for a few minutes while I've got to sign in this place when I'm working. And then go and park up. I'll be back in a minute.
So do we have a full house in the Discord?
Hey, Neil, I know yesterday you were looking for moderators to help moderate. Were you able to gather them?
I think so. We could use another one. Who's speaking?
Yeah. I guess the easier it is to mute people when they get out of line, like in real time. Because you got Christian had to work, but you asked to get Joe. And were you able to get Bush now? Regular Joe?
No, none of them showed up to.
Jesus, how are we going to mute everyone? I mean, how are you guys going to mute everyone? Shit. Damn.
No, we got a couple of people there.
Okay, so that should be enough to help suppress everyone from trying to speak, I guess. Good job. I was worried that people would be able to,
Yeah, don't worry about it, Buck. Thanks for the help, though. We appreciate it, Buck.
How are you?
Hey, sea level.
Just because you measure it flat.
I'm glad you didn't finish the sentence because it's a lot more funny if you don't. We measure Earth flat.
Oh, yeah.
That's just a statement of fact.
Yeah, we're spitting them facts.
A little bit sad.
Well,
I'll go ahead.
It's so big that it's measured flat. You know what I mean? That's how you got to measure it.
I've got other work. I'm sure I've moaned on my own live show many a time about having a lack of time. I'm always busy, very, very busy. And considering I wanted to do YouTubing so I'd have more time with my kids, that isn't the case. I've just so pushed up against the wall doing things constantly. But today's a slightly sad day because I think one of the last microphones I'll end up purchasing arrived, and I made my little video with it to put it on eBay. And while I was doing it, although I edited it all out of the actual end video, which can only be 60 seconds, I was talking about, this will be the last one, this is bittersweet and all this sort of stuff. And then it just was too long a video, so I had to hack it all out. So I'm going to just mention that at the beginning of my live show, that over the next couple of months, I've got to start clearing out mics so I can spend more and more increasing amounts of time on my book, which is going to require more and more of my attention as the time progresses. So hopefully come Easter, it can actually be released and published. But I can't do that and flog microphones. So for now, a couple of months in advance of that, I've stopped buying them. So like I say, the one that's come has come. And what I've been purchasing to try and wean myself off it, as Neil says, pull the needle out your arm. I've just been purchasing things to actually make the microphones I'll keep useful. In other words, accessories I've been purchasing so I can slowly withdraw from buying, because it is a very addictive process, purchasing stuff, if anybody's familiar. If there are any women around, no.
Do you also sell pepper grinders?
Say again?
Do you also sell used pepper grinders? I know you collect them, so I was wondering if you also sell them.
In the pre-show, I told my panel not to poison the well, and there was a video recently made by a guy called Red Rhetoric, where he identified that in a video from 10 years ago before I had any kids, there was all sorts of sex toys in my bedroom in a very short, like 1 second flash of my room at the time. So are you trying to poison the well by pointing out that I've got a sex life?
No, I thought I saw you had a collection of big pepper grinders in your bedroom, and I figured that you also deal in pepper grinders.
That's the third time you've said it. Do you need to say it a fourth or a fifth time? I heard you the first 3 times you said it, and now you're talking straight through the middle of me after I've heard you repeat the same thing 3 times. You obviously think it's worthy of holding onto the mic to repeat yourself for a 5th time. I heard you. You think I've got a collection of pepper grinders. No, it's a poisoning the well fallacy. I'll have to repeat my response, and then I'll just ask one of the mods to shut you up because you don't seem to understand English in response, and now you're talking through the second repetition that you haven't acknowledged. You've just repeated yourself, and now you're telling me to go ahead through the top of me. So that's the last opportunity for you to do this, and then, Buck, you'll be removed from the discussion. So no, I don't have a collection of pepper grinders, but Red's rhetoric attempted to poison the well. My response to his poisoning the well fallacy, which isn't, it's highlighting that I've got a good sex life, which I have. That's why I got 2 kids. It was from 10 years ago.
Wait, so
my
your
response,
pepper grinders are
can
part
somebody
of
shut
sex life?
Bucksod Buster up, please? Can you just remove him from the discussion because I'm sick of having to talk through him? He's asked me something and now I'm responding to him about pepper grinders. There's context and flat earth to discussion that can be had out of this question. And I will get to it eventually if Buck stops interrupting me. Right, let's just try again. My response to this attempted poisoning the well that actually just indicates to an audience they've got a decent sex life was to point out that in one of his videos from 10 years ago, he measured several thousand miles of Earth flat to apply trig to the distance that he inferred he could get for the heights of the lights in the sky. He utilised trigonometric functionality with a flat Earth prerequisite horizontal distance measurement. So Red's rhetoric measured Earth flat in a 10-year-old video, and I got a lot of sex 10 years ago. Now, not so much. I got 2 kids. But there we go. That's context given to the question about pepper grinders, attempted poisoning of the well.
So the pepper grinder is part of your sex life? It's not
on his own, though, Nathan, is it, Nathan? Because everybody measures the Earth flat, don't they? You know, he won't be on his own.
This is very painful for Buck. It shows you character, Buck. Why don't you deal with what's being dumped here today, how we're speaking about how Earth is measured flat?
No, he doesn't.
Why
No,
measurements?
he doesn't have to do that. I don't mind discussing how great my sex life is.
Yeah, I was just curious about why that was the only issue that I had. I'm
clarity
happy to discuss flat Earth.
It's now the 6th time you've said the word pepper grinders. 6 times. I understand what you're asking.
Typical.
You understand that? I understand, but it doesn't
times.
need you to chant through me. That was rhetorical.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, yes. Is that all you've got to talk about? How good my sex life is? It's great.
Oh, no, I got
anything else?
What an idiot.
Talk about it.
I just got the pepper grinders.
I have him on mute.
You know,
I have him on mute, Nathan, if you want me to take him off.
You don't have him on mute. No, you
with
don't. You've just muted him for yourself. You don't know how to use the Discord server, so just don't. Just muted him for you locally. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I mean, it is telling, Nathan, when these globe believers come on and talk about pepper grinders rather than Earth measurement. Very telling.
As I was saying to Neil, I don't mind. I don't expect anybody to have to listen to what we say or accept it because it's irrelevant if they do or don't. You know, I can go back and reference any measurements that they've made over the last 10 years.
Flat, Nathan?
I can go back and reference any of the measurements that have been made over the last 10 years, and they'll be flat. If somebody wants to go back and point out how good my sex life was 10 years ago, I can do the same, but bring it back on topic, like I've tried to do 3 times so far.
But then people ask you how you measure flat.
To measure a plane of reference. You know, that's what the autolites do. They measure a plane of reference. Oh,
yeah.
They measure curvature.
I don't
there,
understand
solid.
why you say it's measured flat when every single professional land surveyor in the world does not say it's flat. And they're the ones that measure it.
Okay, so that's a gross overgeneralization and stereotyping fallacy. So, number one, you don't speak for surveyors. To say all of them is a stereotyping fallacy. So you've used two fallacies, right? Now, in practical application, I've given an example of Red Rhetoric, the person who brought up the pepper grinders, actually measuring Earth to do trigonometric functionality with a horizontal distance taken from Google Earth. So I've already given an example of where it is absolutely unequivocally utilised flat for trig. That's what surveyors use. So I don't know what you're babbling about, but it's absolutely measured flat by surveyors in horizontal distances that they utilise.
That's not.
They're called planar surveyors, dude. You think they're measuring?
Just so we're clear, it doesn't matter if you accept this or not, whoever it was that was speaking just and asking me that benign, idiotic question, because it doesn't matter if you accept that when you speak for all surveyors. Yeah, they still will utilise horizontal distance measurements that are flat and linear when they're applying them to maps on the scale of the map itself. The scale itself proves how flat it has been measured by surveyors.
Do you have a citation for that, Nathan?
I just gave you one. Did you not listen? Sorry, whoever this guy is getting irritating. So I'll just repeat myself, presumably while he yaks through the top of me. On a map, there is a scale. Do you understand what I'm pointing you towards? I don't need you yakking through me while I ask if you understand.
Nathan,
Whoever's yakking through me, just get to the end when the question mark comes, then you respond. Do you understand what I've directed your... No, that's the second time I've been interrupted. Whoever's doing that, can they just stop? While I ask my question, it was in response. I'm responding to the last guy. So everybody who's triggered, just chill.
This is the last guy. Do you agree that geodetic surveying is accurate surveying? That's for you, Nathan. Do you agree that geodetic surveying is an accurate method of surveying?
Why are you asking me
Do you agree?
So why are you asking me this? You haven't addressed what I've put to you. Why are you asking a new question?
Okay, so the reason I don't know why you're trying to get ahead of the question, but the reason why is because geodetic surveying uses a geoid, which is a spherical Earth.
Okay, so if we can come back to that in a moment. Thank you for your new question. Is there any chance that you can respond to what I've put to you in terms of trigonometric functionality and horizontal linear distance taken from Google Earth that is utilised by surveyors, professionals that build things? Google Earth Pro is used by people when they survey land. Very specifically, they pay for it to do so.
It's done for research when you want to look at a property to do a quote on it, but it's not used for actual distant measuring. Like we actually use GNS receivers, we use total stations. We don't rely on Google Earth for surveying.
Those tools,
all angle measuring tools,
utilizing a flat planar surface. On screen for my audience, we have what is a triangle.
Yeah.
Using I haven't finished. I'm addressing my audience. You don't need to yak through me. We've heard you. We heard.
No, you didn't. You didn't hear my next point. So
no,
you didn't
I'm
hear it.
addressing the first point. My God, can somebody just shut this intolerable dick? He thinks he's the centre of attention. You're not. I'm responding to you. Now you tried to subvert the original point I put to you. And now you're saying, so the surveys do use it when they're making quotes and stuff. So they use it with a horizontal.
Yes, because if you, for example, have a property
I'll just have to leave the server. It
seems
seems like you don't want me here as a friendly guest. What you do want to do is yak through the top of my responses to the polite questions. In the middle of my response, you've decided that your voice is more important than mine. Let me make something absolutely clear. It's not. I'm the most important person here currently. You have asked me something, and I'm being courteous enough to give you a response, and what I'm getting is yacked through continually. Now, if you're going to do that, I don't want to talk to you anymore, so I'll ask one of the moderation team to shut you up. Now, you can either sit and tolerate what I say in response to you, and when you ignore my response and move on to a new question having not acknowledged it, I'll stop everything and make absolutely sure that people are acutely aware of your squirming and your dodging, so they do use it for quotes. Yeah, that's using
Can you
it.
stop yammering? Can you stop yammering, please?
Whoever that is, somebody's now telling the host of the show to stop
I
yammering.
showed you the Google API that uses spherical trigonometry for
Server mute Buck, who's decided that in the middle of me telling somebody else off for yakking through me that he's going to yak through me. No, Buck, you no longer get to take part anymore. I'll just deal with one arsehole at a time. Thank you very much.
So yeah, we use it for quotes because for on Google Earth you can compare like
finished. If anybody who decides that they're going to unmute somebody that I've decided to remove from the discussion, then I am not in control of this room. Therefore, I'll just have to leave and go back to a different server. So Buck Sodbuster's been given 5 warnings, and then he's decided whilst I'm telling somebody off for yakking through me, he's going to start yakking through me, right? That's what he's decided. Now I have decided that he doesn't get to take part anymore. And this same thing, this same asshole, this guy's going to get the same warning. If you yak through me, you don't get to talk to me. That's just that simple, right?
Please stop yammering. Please stop yammering.
Wesley's now going to get permanently removed because that's the second time he's tried that little jape. So he's got nothing to offer. What I have got to offer, which I'm repeatedly trying to get through, is a similar deal to last time I came, is that we've addressed a point you've put to us and we've had no acknowledgement of it. So I don't mind staying here all day with everybody else trying to pull me off you. But no, you will address the horizontal linear distance taken from Google Earth by professionals. That's surveyors when they use that tool that they pay for.
They don't use it for measurements. But I don't know what you're laughing about. Tell me the last time you can see a survey that was done where they say like, yeah, we measured this distance using Google Earth. That's not a thing a surveyor does. You'll never see that on an actual survey, a file map or whatever. These distances were calculated by using Google Earth. Nothing was done in the field. That'll never happen. So do you acknowledge that at least?
Calculated from what? What were they calculated from?
From actually being on site and actually using the tools to measure it.
Yeah, we've addressed that too.
Whether it be, whether it be drone surveying, total station, or GNS
Can I respond,
receivers.
or are you going to keep yakking? It's not rhetorical. Can I respond, or are you going to keep yakking?
So I talk for 15 seconds and that's yapping. You monologue for 10 minutes and that's not cool.
I run this show. I will do as exactly I see fit. You, on the other hand, will do as I tell you, or I'll shut you up permanently. You understand that?
Hey,
I'm in
Nathan, back
charge,
to
not
my
you.
thing about the Google Maps API. Do you agree that the Google Map API uses spherical trigonometry in it?
Is this the same guy asking the same question? Is it the same guy we're talking to, or is this a new guy? Are you the same guy? A different guy?
Well, Google
the Google
Earth
Map
calculates distance across the surface using the Habersign formula.
I just want to talk to one person at a time.
And
Is that
Nathan was
possible?
provided the code for
okay,
that
so
too. He
you're going to
just
have your own
not
internal
acknowledging it.
discussions, then I'm no longer needed. So I'll say goodbye then. Do you want me to address this guy? Because I've already addressed him. The tools that are being used are being used to measure Earth flat
we're talking
also.
about Google
Okay,
Maps.
it doesn't seem like it's reasonable for me to be here because I've already said that I don't want
Yeah,
Buck Sudbuster to
run
take
away.
part, and somebody else has decided they do want Buck Sudbuster to take part in my show. So that's the last warning I'll give the server. I'll just go. Either I am in charge of who can come through my live show in this room with my name at the top of it, or I'm not. If I'm not here anymore. Buck Sodbuster's been given 5 warnings. He didn't take them seriously. Somebody else has decided, no, I'm going to allow him on Nathan's show. No, you will not. So Buck Sodbuster is no longer taking part in this discussion. He's not going to cause chaos. If somebody else who's got moderation powers takes him off server mute, I will leave. It is that simple. What I will do is go back to the guy we're now for the 5th time trying to address in terms of the tools that he used on site after you've done your quotes, but they're not using any measurements from Google. Well, what do you think they're doing? Taking little screenshots and putting them in a folder for the client? No, they're utilising the measurements on there. That's what it's for. That's why they're paying for it. Meanwhile, when they actually go out and survey, yeah, they use tools that measure Earth flat also, measuring angles and stuff. That's what they're doing. So we've already addressed this point. I'm not a geodesic surveyor, as you put it. Why are you asking me this question? Who cares? It makes no difference if I say it does or it doesn't. What's actually being utilised when they go out with their tools to measure Earth is surface level angle measurements, depression angles, elevation angles, distances that are horizontal, something else I've addressed that I haven't got a response to. 2 people I've put it to. One of them's been removed from the discussion. His name's Bucksodbuster. He didn't address it. He talked about my sex life and then constantly interrupted after being warned 5 times. Now put it to you. Horizontal distances is what is applied in measurements by surveyors. Trigonometric functionality. That's what's utilised. Elevation angles and depression angles. So I've addressed what you've put to me. They do measure Earth flat.
Okay. So to be clear, you're saying it doesn't matter that geodetic surveyors use a geoid and ellipsoid model and have their measurements be accurate. It doesn't matter that they're using a false model and somehow are still coming up with accurate measurements.
Those words didn't cross my lips. If you suggest, so you are saying, and then put words that haven't come across my lips, again, I'll just remove you from the discussion. No, that's not what, quote, I am saying, because I did not say that. What I did say was you squirm and dodge and now start talking through me. It seems like I'm getting spoken through again, right?
If you
in the pre-show, we were talking about the mute button. Now this arsehole's decided that he's going to talk straight through the top of me, right? Yeah? So now you, dickhead, you don't get to take part either. You see, what I've done is pointed out how Earth got measured with Google Earth.
Please don't swear.
Somebody's telling me what I will do on my show. If I catch you, again, you'll just be removed. You'll slowly kick them all out. The wankers. Because that's what they are. I've drawn the audience's attention to the flat Earth prerequisite measurements. And I'm being told that I'm saying something about geodetic models. No, I didn't say anything about geoids. It's the first time the word crossed my lips when I pointed out that I haven't said anything about it. So when I'm told that I'm saying that, that irritates me greatly. Please don't do that. It's not very reasonable. What I have done, though, which still hasn't been addressed, is point out the horizontal linear distance measurements in Google Earth and the depression and elevation angles and horizontal distances used by the surveyors on site. That hasn't been addressed. Maybe we want to talk about pepper pots.
Yeah, Google Earth uses haversine to calculate distances between points on the surface.
That's lovely. The measurements are flat.
No, this is spherical geometry, man.
Measurements are models, mate.
Regardless of what they do in terms of how they will calculate after they've taken measurements, they measure it flat and they present it as flat in graphs that show topographical changes with respect to horizontal linear distance measurements. That's what they actually do. You're saying, oh, they apply haversine. Okay, that's lovely. Earth's still measured flat, though.
That's correct.
You can't measure a circumference because it's curved?
I wasn't measuring anything. I don't think you understand that I'm not doing anything.
Well, no, you said that you couldn't. You said that you couldn't measure. You have to measure horizontal linear distances. How do you measure the circumference of a circle?
So you have to. Again, those words didn't cross my lips. I gave an example, didn't I? Depression angles, horizontal linear distance measurements on Google Earth. Those are examples. I've just given a third one. Okay. A topographical change with an elevation. You don't seem to be listening. You seem to be inventing words I haven't said and ignoring the ones I have. Now, I've given examples. Maybe someone would like to shout citation at me after I've given several examples that use horizontal linear distance measurements. What's that? They calculate havers. I couldn't give a crap. Meanwhile, I've given plenty of examples, none of which have been addressed. I've been told that I'm not talking about something about a geo. No, those words didn't cross my lips. What I did say hasn't been addressed. We do definitely measure Earth flat with horizontal linear distance measurements. I've given examples.
Okay, how do you measure the circumference of a circle?
I don't. I'm not. Did you not hear me the first time I responded to that? I've just responded to that. It's the second time I've responded to that exact sentiment you put to me. And now you're yakking through me. I've already responded to you. If you don't like my response and feel that it's only necessary for me to point out when I've said it for a second time, I'm not doing that. You asked like I'm doing it. I'm not. But you didn't seem to like it the first time, so you've repeated it. That's a direct defiance of the things that I am bringing up in terms of how Earth got measured flat. You're asking me about whether or not I'm measuring circles, and no, I wasn't doing that. But my examples have definitely been ignored. This is non sequitur to my responses. You understand that?
Why did they bring circles up to it and ask who measured the circumference of the Earth?
Nobody's talking about that. I mean, I talked about specifically horizontal linear distance measurements, elevation angles, depression angles, leveling tools to planes of reference, and topographical changes that are described in Google Earth. That's what I've done. None of that's got addressed. What's that? Why are you measuring? I'm not measuring a circle. What are you talking about?
Okay, no, I'm asking you, can you measure the circumference of a circle, or do you not know how to do it?
Right, you think you're going to get some little gotcha by your non sequitur straw man that has nothing to do with my responses?
You said that you measure all distances horizontal and level.
I didn't.
So how do you measure the circumference of a circle?
I didn't. I gave examples in Google Earth. You don't seem to be listening. I didn't say I measured them.
So you can't do it. So you can't do a measurement of a circumference of a circle.
Relax, bro. Relax.
Chill out. Do you want to address some of the things I have said instead of inventing things I haven't and telling me I can't do them?
Yeah, sure. So how they measure horizontal surfaces is by first, the plane of reference is the vertical downward force. This is not that difficult. Good content, Neil. Great input, buddy. That was rich.
So thanks. Yeah, we measure a horizontal surface then. So what you've just disclaimed is that we measure a horizontal surface. Yeah, we know. Earth's measured flat.
Nope. That's citation needed, Nathan. Come on,
That's
buddy.
what you just said. You said it.
You're the citation.
No. How do they do it, Nathan?
So you were the one who just described measuring the horizontal surface. You were the one who just said it. Do you not know the words? It's like every time someone gets triggered, they don't like their own words being pointed back to them. How do they measure horizontal surface? Yeah, they measure it perpendicular to a downward force. That's almost verbatim. That's what you said. Welcome to Flat Earth.
No, when did I say surface? When did I say surface, Nathan? When did I ever say surface?
Are we not talking about the surface anymore with surveying and that?
You're strong. Yeah, we're not.
Oh, right. Are we not talking about the surface because it's measured flat? I can hear a lot of triggered fundies, when we get to the point where one of the Discord servers says, how do we measure the surface horizontal, like what we're surveying, perpendicular to a downward force, end quote him. Citation needed, Nathan. Now I'm just repeating your own words back to you.
I never said surface, buddy.
So we're not talking about surveying anymore.
Keep going, buddy.
Not talking about surveying anymore.
Guys,
Good work, bud.
Can you guys let me add something? Just let me add just quick. 20 seconds.
I'm holding this guy down. No, it's okay, mate. That's a no. Maybe you don't like the word no. No, you can't just interrupt as I absolutely destroy this guy with his own words.
I didn't hear that, sorry.
I mean, maybe you could just keep yakking through me anyway, even though I've told you no. I mean, you could. But I'm going to shout out a super chat in victory. Thanks for partaking. Yeah, we measure horizontal when we're talking about measuring the surface, when specifically having a discussion about the tools used in surveying. Yeah? That's definitely the surface. But thanks for trying. It was really good fun talking to you.
Citation needed.
Thank you very much. I'll be shouting out my super chat after quoting
Citation
you.
Needed.
After quoting you. If you can't shut
needed.
up for me to shout out the super chat, I'll have to remove you. I'm running a show. I've got an audience.
Okay, stop yammering.
I've got an
I'll
audience. You're not welcome to take part anymore, Wesley. But thanks. Yeah, we measure the surface horizontal. Perpendicular to a downward force. You thought you were being smart by introducing your perpendicular gravity vector. Oh, wow, bless. No, we were talking about the horizontality that we measure when surveying. That's what we were actually doing. So thanks. Really appreciate it. Your friend Pablo, thank you for the super chat. This is always a good laugh. They have nothing. Lol.
See how chilled we are talking about how Earth's measured and they're getting so wound up.
Look out for the equipotential word coming up very soon, no doubt.
I'll do that.
Is refractive curvature available?
I don't see why not. You there, John? Elder Bear wants to talk to you.
Oh, yeah. What's the question?
Good afternoon. Good to speak to you. A few weeks ago, about a month ago, you made a statement. It began, this is a warning for everybody out there. Do you remember that?
Oh, God.
This isn't very topical, is it?
A couple of weeks ago. You're about to quote me on something, I'm guessing. Just say it. If I said it, I said it.
It was a claim. It was a statement you made to everybody out there. I can say what you said if you like.
We heard you the first time. His response was, do you want to quote me?
Well, what? All right, okay, I'll quote him. Claiming that you create a horizontal with the two lines measured from a sea sextant is incorrect. It isn't.
Excuse me?
You don't get a horizontal. You don't draw two horizontal lines with a C
I
section.
never said that.
You don't draw a
Let me go ahead
horizontal
and
line
straighten
with a C
you
section.
out, because you're obviously one of the people that didn't want to listen. I said that the
But you did
line
go.
of sight from your eye to the horizon is a depression angle that needs to be accounted for to get horizontal. I stopped people from
Yes.
saying what you said that I said.
Yeah, me, I'm one of them.
Yeah.
I get it
So
wrong.
the sextant.
I get it wrong
So
occasionally.
the sextant doesn't derive a horizontal.
That's correct.
And doesn't establish a horizontal. That's correct, is it?
You have to correct to it. Yeah, you have to create a correction dip.
So the sextant itself doesn't create any horizontal. It's not reliant on a horizontal baseline.
That's what it's producing. That's your end result.
Yes, it is.
But the sextant
It is
itself,
definitely relying
the
on a
sextant
horizontal
itself is
baseline.
not.
That's sea level meets the sky, brother. That's the horizon.
You did go on to say, refracted. You went on to say, yes,
You
but
missed it,
Elder
didn't
Bear is saying, hang on, Elder Bear is saying that those two lines formed aren't horizontal. That's how he's getting away with it. Saying that, he is
they're
correct.
not. The two lines you draw from
elevation.
your eye, right? Your eye to where sea level meets the sky, appears to meet the sky, and to the celestial object, neither are horizontal. But where sea level appears to meet the sky is.
But it's not an elevation angle.
Oh my God.
Yes, it is. That's what you're using it for.
But Refracted did say in his quote.
Doesn't matter what Refracted says.
What you measure with a sextant until it's calibrated with the height of eye is not an elevation angle.
Fine. So you're saying we have to correct to surface level? Is that what your point is? You have to correct it to surface level?
No, I'm saying that a sextant does not produce a horizontal reference.
Okay. So you have to
It does
correct
not
it
measure
to
the
get.
Earth
So to
flat.
get horizontal from it, you have to make a correction. Is that your point? Who cares?
No. The point is that you say that the sextant measures the Earth flat.
It does.
But-
it's utilising
but,
a
refracted
horizontal
phone-
to acquire an elevation angle. That's its purpose. So you can derive circles of equal elevation with it.
Not within its.
Yes. That's exactly what it's used for. It's used for measuring the flat Earth to acquire surface level, so that you can have an angle called an elevation angle produce an area of equal elevation. That's what it's used for. Let's just shout out Jardo.
No, the sextant
I'll just
only
shout out
acquires an
Jardo.
angle.
My bad. I'll just shout out Jardo. Wow, this show has started with a lot of flat Earth measurements. Love it. Do Globers have any Earth curve measurements without first using angle measurements from a horizontal plane? Asking for a triggered friend. Thank you, Jardo, for the
Or curve measuring tools.
Okay, so we
That'll
can
be
say
the
clearly
curve.
that the sextant
That'll be
does
the
not
curve.
measure the Earth flat.
Yes, it does. Yes, it's used for elevation angles to derive circles of equal elevation. I've just explained this to you twice. An angle
So
measuring
is the
device.
equator formed by the circle of equal elevation?
Yeah, you calculate that from the angle that you
try
measure.
again.
You can try again,
Yeah,
John.
try
I don't know if
again.
you'll
The
listen.
equator is a circle.
Try a third
So
time,
the
John.
equator is a circle of equal elevation.
So equal elevation, so same level. Yeah, welcome to flat Earth. That's right. We use areas of equal elevation, circles of equal altitude. Earth's flat when we use this methodology for deriving circles. The equator, as on screen for my audience now, is this cross-section through the centre of Earth. This flat plane that is used to derive things like latitude angles. Here's an example of a tangent plane derived from the equatorial plane, which is the flat surface that the angle measurement that you'd use a sextant to acquire would be applicable inside a ball. Now, this particular ball doesn't have a map pasted over the top of it, but it's definitely an angle measurement that would be acquired by a sextant with respect to a flat planar surface called the equatorial plane, as just highlighted by Elderbear. That's right, it's a circle of equal altitude, an area of equal elevation. Earth is indeed flat. That's correct, Elderbear. That tool, the sextant, would be used to acquire this angle on screen. For my audience.
Thank you. That's nice. Good confirmation. Thank you.
Yes, that's right. A good confirmation, ladies and gentlemen, that Earth is indeed measured flat with a sextant. What you can see on screen now is a graphical example, not mine. I mean, this has actually come from a ball-believing idiot's book about balls. Meanwhile, it's describing a surface level measurement and that measurement is from within this ball on screen. That measurement would be acquirable with a sextant. That's why it's diagrammatically exampled here as the elevation angle for a latitude line, which would be measurable with a sextant. Earth's measured flat with sextants. Yes, thank you for playing. Really appreciate your involvement.
The
stuttery dickhead can't quite cope. But meanwhile, Earth's definitely measured flat. That's how Earth is measured.
So we can clearly say that the sextant does not measure an elevation.
It does. It's on screen now for my audience. I've got an example of an elevation angle for latitude capable of acquisition with a sextant. That's a measurement with a sextant of latitude.
Refracted curvature disagree.
No, Nathan. My name's Nathan. Latitude.
No, I told you refracted curvature.
Latitude measurement with sextant. You said not flat Earth measurement. I say yes.
Angle.
Yes, flat Earth measurement of latitude. That's correct.
Well,
you're not going to respond because you've lost. Well, yes, we measure Earth flat with a sextant. That is correct. That is how Earth is measured. It's on screen now for my audience.
If you brought the sextant down where your eye level and surface level were at the same point with that sextant, to where you didn't have to do a height of eye correction, what would you say?
I'm talking about the actual function of the sextant.
Yes, he's just described the function of the sextant, so I'll repeat it for the audience because Elderbear's going to ignore it. The question that's been put to Elderbear, whether or not he ignores it, I'll just repeat it indefinitely for John, is that if you bring the sextant to the sea level, therefore no dip correction being made, then you'll be measuring Earth flat with the sextant to get around his seeming gotcha. So let's see if Elderbear can cope with responding to that.
Well, that's a calculation. That's not a measurement. And you don't get that from the sextant.
That's not a calculation.
But he's talking about how you use a sextant.
Measurement.
Hold on. He's just asked you about how you use a sextant specifically. That's not from a sextant. When measuring with a sextant
correction is not from the sextant.
at the sea level, is your comprehension a bit lacking? You just said it's not with a sextant. He specifically detailed the measurement with a sextant.
No, he brought it down to the level.
What, the sextant? The sextant? Yeah. Elderbear, who's now yakking through me pointing this out, has just specifically said, not a measurement with a sextant. Yeah, Neil's now reiterating it. I've reiterated it. Yeah, it is. I mean, his comprehension's obviously clearly lacking because he doesn't seem to listen. Yes, measurement with a sextant at the sea level.
Where is the dip correction derived?
You don't need dip correction. He brought it down. John, repeat your freaking example.
We've said it. You've said it. I've said it. He doesn't like it because it means his point fails. Now he's yakking through me again. His point's failed. He's saying, nah, don't measure Earth flat. We've got to make a dip angle correction.
I think you're just dodging it, Nathan. You're just dodging it, aren't you?
Dodging
Refracted has clearly said that the sextant does not measure an elevation angle. It does not derive a horizontal reference. Neither of the lines in the angle. Hang on.
Yes, he's given an example. So you go down to sea level with the sextant. What's that I hear in response? That's not a sextant measurement. He's given a very specific example. Elderbear's lost. Now he's telling us that we're dodging his question. No, definitely not.
Refracted, where does the dip correction come from? Where is it on the sextant measurement?
If you're at sea level with your eye level, you don't need a dip correction.
Fifth time it's been said. It's fifth time.
No, you're dodging us.
You stuttery little bitch. I'm going to shut you up if you don't address it. He said you don't correct it when you're at the sea level. With a sextant making a measurement, you dumbass. Either address it or I'm going to kick you out, you dumbass. Can't cope.
You're on a ship above the sea.
Just can't cope with it. It's been 6 times. 6
You're above the level of the sea with a sextant.
We're not using your example. We use John's. So you can just
proved you wrong. Your example's flawed because you can directly measure an elevation angle from the sea level. That's the 7th time it's been pointed out. Of course, while I'm pointing it out for the 7th time with this pathetic idiot yakking through the top of the example for the 7th time, he's overcome your objection, which is that you need to make a correction, therefore it's not making an elevation angle. Now I'm summarising your position that you've been addressed. Simple. Another shout out
Why did Refracted say this is a...
Another shout out to Apocryphon3538, who says, "Good job, Nathan, destroying these brain-dead morons. You can't grasp the measurements, have corrections to match the mathematical construct that gives them their fake model. Amazing how dumb continue they lie and continue lie." And that's not quite great English, but thank you very much indeed for the super chat. Also, Calric, thank you very much indeed. Earth's flat and space is fake. Have a good day. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Yeah, we're done with the sextant. It does measure Earth flat.
You've also said that the globe comes from flat Earth.
Right, moving on. You know, you haven't acknowledged what we do. This is your tact, right? So you pull some shit about sextants not measuring flat Earth elevation angles. They do. Now you're moving on to something else, even though we've addressed it 6 times. Multiple people have said, no, we are definitely making a sextant measurement that you've said it isn't, when you've been given an example that overcomes your crap. But you haven't acknowledged us, so you're just rude. You're not actually playing a fair game where you address or listen to what we say. Now you're yakking through the top of me pointing out how rude you are. You haven't addressed what's been put to you. Your incorrect assertion that you don't measure a flat Earth angle. Right, I'm going to remove Edebear. Sorry, Edebear, you don't get to take part anymore, dickhead. I'll just repeat that, because without Edebear yakking through the top of me. So, in response to Edebear, when you measure an elevation angle with a sextant, it's not an elevation angle because you have to apply dip correction. That's his point. So John's response, no, you can take it down to the sea level, no corrections needed, therefore you're measuring an elevation angle. That's Earth being measured flat with a sextant. What's that? It's not a sextant measurement. Crap response. I don't need him yakking through the end of the conclusion so it's summarised nice and concisely for my audience's ears, so that you can understand. The yak happy can just be removed from this point forth. If you're going to talk through the conclusion, when you fail, when you lose, Elderbear's a loser. Pathetic moron who thinks that because we make dip corrections, we're not measuring Earth flat with a tool that measures angles from surface level. Doesn't matter that we give 7 diagrammatical examples and overcome his objection about the correction. He's still going to yak through the top of the conclusion, isn't he? Because he's lost. Earth's measured flat with a sextant in this example. Simple.
I'm at home and I totally get what Nathan says. Like, it's whatever this guy's talking about is just sounds so stupid. Like, obviously, Earth is measured flat. Like, I just new here and I just totally understand when Nathan's saying you guys are trying so hard and it's so obviously that you're trying so hard to do something, but it's useless practice.
And meanwhile, if you don't want to believe that you're measuring a flat plate, go ahead.
Do you think we could get people out there measuring stuff, Nathan?
You can do whatever you like, Bev. You rally them, my friend.
Like you could
power to the Bev.
Measure your latitude.
Bev, what are you doing here?
Like an angle.
Well, I'm trying to get support for 69 in the globe.
Oh, the globe. We don't care about this globe.
Okay, do you want to appeal to my audience to try and get you some help? Feel free.
Okay, right. So what we do is there's a theodolite app that's available on all mobile phones. It's called the theodolite app. It's very good. What I suggest is you could measure an angle right outside your house, providing you can see Polaris, but not everybody can see Polaris. So you go to a place where it's not your house because you're likely to dox yourself with this theodolite app. I personally went to 53 degrees latitude in the UK. I measured the angle to Polaris and I put a little X on the map where I was. And then we drove a distance on the north-south on the same longitude. And we measured another angle that it was 54 degrees. So there was exactly 1 degree between the measurements. And then I measured that distance on a map. Nathan, you like that? It's a horizontal distance, right? And I measured between 53 and 54, 69.11 miles.
Okay, that's lovely.
And what we're trying to do is we're trying to fill all of those individual angles from 90 to 0 with a number. And then we'll know like a distance, won't we? From 0 to 90.
What's this for?
These are all flat measurements to me.
I know, he's got lots of flat Earth measurements of horizontal surface level and angles from surface level, and I don't need to listen to you talking while I'm talking. Weird. I mean, fascinating that you can measure lots of flat Earth elevation angles and horizontal distance measurements. Fantastic. Wonderful. Yes, Earth's measured flat. What's the purpose of this exactly? What are you trying to achieve?
To get everybody involved. Something that everybody can do.
Okay, I'll encourage my audience. Bev really wants you to join him in the process of measuring Earth flat with horizontal distances and elevation angles to Polaris. So if you want to join Bev measuring Earth flat with these flat Earth prerequisites like distance and angle, then you can do so. Now, obviously, I won't join this complete buffoon. This is a man who has said, and I quote, "You can do F all with an angle." Now he's encouraging you to go and very specifically do things with angles. So to me, the guy seems like a crazy, messed up idiot that doesn't really understand the words coming out of his own mouth when he suggests you can't do anything with angles, because now he's encouraging you, my audience, to go and help him do things with angles when measuring Earth flat with them. Okay, good.
69 in the
69, stuttery dickheads. So are you going to be doing things with angles then?
Bev, I'm confused.
Yeah, you go to a place and measure an angle. Yeah,
Neil, shh.
Shut up, Bev. No,
Sorry.
he's told me
Did
he's
he not just ask me?
to not be flat.
Well, no, he's just gone through very specifically the horizontal distances that we talk about.
I know.
He's just very
That's what I'm
specifically
saying.
talked about elevation angles to Polaris off a flat surface level. So we definitely measure Earth flat. That's unequivocally what's just been detailed. But my confusion for anybody who does want to join this nutter is why this man would very specifically get angry about not being able to do anything with an angle, to then later down the road say, "Come and join me doing things with angles measured off a flat Earth." That to me just seems idiotic.
Got angry, Nathan.
Are you yakking through the top of me there? The yakking through the top
I've
of me?
never been angry about an angle.
Right.
No,
when
Bev, you said-
somebody uses the word fuck, I generally think that that person's angry. When they say things like, so I don't paraphrase it this time, you could do fuck all with an angle. Yeah, that kind of aggression that you get out of the word fuck is normally there as an intonation to somebody's tone when they're angry about something. Now, maybe you just use it because you've got Tourette's, I don't know. But I assumed that when you put the word fuck into not being able to do anything with an angle, to now contradict yourself like a complete idiot that's insane by saying, come join me to do things with angles when measuring Earth flat with them. That seems like a contradictory statement coming from you, Bev. Now, you can question whether or not I'm right about your anger level. I would question your own sanity, because you've specifically said, quote, you can do fuck all with an angle. Now you're encouraging my audience to come and help you do things with angles, aren't you? Do you not see how insane that is?
Yeah, you can put an X. You put an X on a map.
Could you stop?
That'd be doing something with it then, right? So you're going to do something with the angle. What a crazy idiot.
In this case.
Yeah, you're going to do something with it. That'd be a yes.
Nathan.
Yeah, he's in a double.
Yeah, I'll measure
Whoever's
it,
not
yes.
Bev, shut up. We're talking to Bev. Don't be rude. We're listening to
Yes,
Bev's
you
crazy
measure
nonsense.
the angle, Nathan.
The one you can do F all with.
Well, then you put a mark.
The one you can do F all with. I'll just keep repeating it to see if you say yes or no.
Well, just the
Just stutter for me, you little twat. Is it the one we can do F all with, yes or no?
We happen to have a little mark on a map.
That's not what I asked. Is it the angle that we can do F all with, yes or no? It's just a simple question with a simple yes or no answer.
Yeah, we've marked a location on the
Yeah.
map.
So when you said we can do F all with it, you were completely and utterly wrong then. Yeah, we're going to get this little concession.
There's a
We need
map.
this before we can move on, really, Bev. Because you just sound
Are you aware
insane.
of the map?
When we talk to you, like now, when you yak
Okay.
through me, I'm
There's a
summarising
map
how
as
insane
well
you are, and you're
involved in
yakking through
this.
me because it's painful. You've very specifically
It's
told me we
not
could do
just an
F all with
angle,
it.
though, Nate.
Now we've got our tentative, yeah, because we're going to be doing things with angles. Now I want an acknowledgement of how insane that makes you, please.
You're not going to do
I think
anything with
that's
the
reasonable.
angle. Nathan,
Oh, well,
you just-
our audience, don't bother going out with Bev to measure angles because you can't do anything with them. So you'd just be randomly measuring flat Earth elevation angles by the sound of things. You're not going to do anything with them. You're insane.
You're being rude.
Sound.
You're being rude, and you're talking right through Bev. By the way, you're being rude.
I've got a show. I'll do what I like.
Oh,
Maybe
you-
I haven't made that clear already to the guy that was moaning about me talking to an insane man who specifically said you can do F all with this angle. Is just encourage my audience to go out and measure. With him?
It seems like you've got issues from something in the past.
How dare
Nathan.
you?
We're talking about just measuring a distance on a map.
How dare you?
Really?
I haven't got any issues. I've said you're insane because you've contradicted yourself. I've given an example of how insane you are for contradicting yourself. You're telling me I've got issues. Do it again, I'll just remove you from the discussion. How dare you? No, I don't have any mental incapacities with contradictions about not doing things with angles that you're now encouraging my audience to go out and measure with you. That's insane. It's not me having any problems with anything. It's you being a nutcase.
Well,
I
went out at the weekend to actually do this measurement. Like I say, I got 69.11. That's for between 53 and 54
Is that an angle?
degrees.
Is that an angle? 53.11, is that an angle?
53 degrees, it was an angle.
It's an angle. It sounds like we're doing things very specifically with angles. I mean, I'm being told I've got a problem here and that I'm talking through Bev. No, we still haven't got to this conclusion about the contradiction, Bev. Like, we're going to need to get to that first before we move on. I can't, by good faith, encourage my audience to go and help you measure angles to do things with. Sounds like you're utilising this angle for a degree in terms of positional information. Okay?
Yeah,
that sounds like you're doing things with angles while you yak through me.
And a map.
You're yakking through me, Bev, yeah? Notice nobody's coming to my white knight favours, telling me how rude it is for Bev to be yakking through me. It's only me that gets told off. Yeah? No, Bev. We need to square this circle first about not being able to do anything with angles, because we're doing things with them. You understand that now?
An angle, Nathan. An angle. In this case, we have two angles and a map.
An angle? In this case, we've got two of them. Man, this guy is utterly insane.
You can do fuck all
an angle. That's singular. And then he's gone to say, got two of them.
And locations.
Got two of them. This man is literally insane.
He doubled down too. He just said you could do F4 with an angle.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to him anymore.
With angles.
He's just an idiot, completely insane, totally nuts, doesn't want to address his own contradiction, wants to say it's an angle. What, like one? Yeah, we've got two of them. What nutter. I mean, as fun as it is talking to crazy nutters, you've got to draw the line somewhere, right? Anyway, shout out to James Doherty. Says, I'm being Bev. I'm backing this. Let's see if Bev can get more people measuring Earth flat than Simon Dan did. Big fan. Okay, well, thank you very much for the super chat. Really appreciate it, Jardo. Also, shout out to Unitox Femi. Just Bev. Just Bev. Bev. Just Bev. Just involve. Okay, well, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate the support.
I have a question.
I had the guy asking, he wanted to say a question, Neil, first. I know you've been trying to get in.
I live in Uruguay, and
Uruguay?
I can watch yes. I can watch a sunset, and someone in Florida can watch the same sunset, and the sun goes different ways.
That's lovely.
How can that happen on a flat Earth?
The angle requires a flat Earth.
Did I make a claim about it?
I'm asking a question.
I heard your question.
Not saying that
you
made
described the
a claim
sun
or
in different locations. My reply. Did I make a claim about it?
So you're not going to answer the question?
I asked if I'd made a claim about it. Do I have to defend this like I've made a claim about it? Have I been talking about this specifically? Is this something I talk about? I'll ask a third time. Have I made a claim about it?
I didn't say you made a claim. I'm bringing the topic up.
All right. Did you want to make a claim about it then?
Yes.
Go ahead.
One person in Florida, one person in Uruguay can watch the same sunset at the same time, and the sun goes different ways. Goes right to left for one, goes left to right for the other. The same sunset at exactly the same time. How can that happen?
Well, you just described how it happened. You've just detailed it. What are you talking about? How can it happen?
You don't understand
just described
how
it,
it's
you nutter.
paradoxical.
I'm responding to you. I'm answering you. You're asking me how can that happen? And I've said you've just described how it happened.
Right, so you're okay with the flat Earth being paradoxical?
I don't know what I can't understand the last two words of your sentence. Can you say that again, please?
You are okay with flat Earth being paradoxical?
You've just drawn a non sequitur conclusion. There's no paradox. We just measure Earth flat. Do you mind? I'm responding to you. I'm responding. I don't need you laughing through the top of my response. There's no paradox because you haven't detailed.
I'm sorry, is that
the third time I've tried to respond to you with the Uruguay guy talking through me again for the third time. There's no paradox. You haven't detailed a fourth time.
It is a paradox.
Fourth time, my God, it's like he just won't shut up. No, he just wants to yak, and then
Nathan,
when I respond,
you're not a bully,
okay, it
dummy.
seems like I've got to
You're
shut the
not a
guy from
bully.
Uruguay up because he doesn't know how to keep his bloody mouth shut. There is no paradox. You've not detailed any paradox. You've just said you've got two guys. You've not given us any example of it. You've not substantiated this baseless assertion. You've suggested verbally that two people in two locations can watch the sun doing two different things at the same time. I've gone, yeah, and? You've gone, well, how does that happen? And I've gone, well, how you just described it. And you're going, well, that makes a paradox on a flat earth. No, that's not the conclusion that I got out of it. I just got you describing and suggesting that two people watch the sun. That doesn't prove anything as far as I can draw a conclusion to based on the information you have provided in your claim. I haven't made any claims about this. Paradox? What the hell are you babbling about? I've attempted to respond. Go ahead, John.
He actually said measure an angle, two different angles. So he's going to measure the Earth flat twice and say, how does that work on a flat Earth? Really?
That's correct.
Okay, I mean, hopefully he hasn't been yakking, and hopefully we'll give him a last opportunity to actually talk in response to what we've said to him. We'll see. Have you listened to what we've said to you in response?
Yeah, I listened. I of course I know your copium. What you don't understand is we're looking at the same sunset, both looking west. And for me, the sun goes right to left, and for someone in Florida, it goes left to right. And you're correct. I don't have the evidence for it right now, but on March, I do have someone in Florida that can actually make this experience with me, and we're going to actually do it.
That's lovely. Good for you.
But it's not false. It's not false because the sun in the south sets the other way.
Okay, so
it goes the other way. The sky goes the other way.
Okay, gotcha. I heard you. Okay. So just for my audience benefit, that's south. It's a horizontal directionality. You can only have south flat. It's two-dimensional and horizontal. So when he says south, he's describing a flat Earth directionality only. That's it. So when you say, how does that work on a flat Earth, what are you talking about? You're utilising a directionality that is only capable of description with respect to a plane. It's two-dimensional direction. South. That's south. That's not south.
Oh, so you think you have the authority to contradict Euclid?
Haven't finished. You'll know when I've finished because I'll have stopped. That's not south. That's not south. That two-dimensional directionality this gentleman's utilising is a flat Earth prerequisite. That's south.
So you think you can over-authority Euclid?
Sorry, I mean,
Euclid agrees with me.
Sorry,
and not you.
Okay, I just need to wrap my head around the response I've got. I've said this gentleman's used south in his example. That's south. It's two-dimensional. It's flat. It's a prerequisite flat Earth directionality.
That
his
is just a
response
basis
is
assertion.
now he's yakking through the top of me about Euclid. I didn't mention Euclid.
Yeah,
I mentioned
not a
south
bully. I
in
don't give a
response to
fuck.
him saying it. Now he's yakking through me. Notice there's no white knights coming to my defence. It's only ever Nathan's talking through him. No, I'm pointing out that I've addressed what he said. The words that came across his lips were south. I then addressed how flat Earth must be for south. I didn't mention Euclid.
Oh,
what
but
you've done
that
is
is
dodge.
begging the question.
Now you're yakking through me, telling me I'm begging the question through the top of me. Yeah, you're not listening to what I've addressed the words that you've used already. You've already used a flat Earth prerequisite. South. That's not me mentioning Euclid. That's not me begging any question. I just know what south is.
Yes, south is south, but it's not. It has nothing. There is no reason why.
You stuttering little twat. That's south. It's a flat Earth prerequisite, you dumbass. Now, you've yacked through the top of me, I'm going to get annoyed, in case anybody goes, why is Nathan suddenly losing his temper? Because I'm trying to explain something and it's being ignored incessantly by some muppet that thinks he's on a sphere, telling me that there's some paradox about watching the sun from two different locations. Okay. Meanwhile, the direction he's described the sun moving, east, and the direction that he's looking, south, are both flat Earth prerequisite directionalities. Now, I didn't mention Euclid, but this yak-happy little twat thinks he can yak through me, rather than address me.
Oh, of course
pointing
I can.
out his own bloody use
You're
of a flat Earth.
irrelevant.
There he is again. That's the last opportunity, right? If you do it one more time, you're going to get removed from my live show, right? I've got an audience.
Do you
that
think
doesn't
I give
wanna
a fuck? If
okay,
you
now I've got to
delete
get
me,
rid of
I
this
win
arsehole.
forever. You
Bye-bye,
pussy
guy
ass
from
bitch.
Uruguay, you complete wanker. He's using flat Earth prerequisite. What happens in this server when I point out, well, you're using something that requires Earth be flat. Yak, 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 yak through the top of me. No white knight comes to Nathan Oakley's assistance, right? I get accused of using a mute button. No, what's happening is this guy used a flat Earth prerequisite, south. Describing directionality is a flat Earth prerequisite. I think I'm going to suddenly go, all right, yeah, there's a paradox. What, with the direction that you're looking? No, I'm thinking definitely not. That's just a flat Earth prerequisite that he's using.
You do have several people muted, though.
Excuse me? Somebody who's decided they want to talk through the top of that conclusion because he's not here to do it?
No, I'm just pointing out that you do have several people muted.
Yes.
As a white knight defense move, yeah.
I will do what I choose on my show. I'll keep control of my show. And if while
as long as you understand it's a white
now
knight
this
defense
guy's
move
doing it
by
to me, using his
several
mute
people.
button on me, so you're going to use your mute button on me, right? I'm in the middle of a sentence, talking directly to my camera, to my audience.
No, it's just an adult sometimes.
So shut up while I'm talking. You don't seem to understand who's in charge here. You think that, oh, I can bleat about you being able to shut people up if they don't decide that they're going to shut up whilst talking through you. No, I will shut them up. He's used a flat Earth prerequisite, directionality. No amount of yakking through the conclusion's going to get away from that. Moaning about me having the ability to control my own show isn't an address to the flat Earth directionality this gentleman's used. Okay?
Yeah, but it does show that when they prove points to you, you get upset and you mute them. It does show that.
Prove a point to me. He used a flat Earth prerequisite directionality. I pointed it out and he said Euclid. Those words, that word didn't cross my lips. The word south crossed his. I pointed out that it's a flat Earth directionality. That's not him suddenly addressing me. It's him ignoring me, suggesting that I've talked about Euclid. So no, you're just wrong in your assessment. Meanwhile, we've got flat Earth directionality south. You understand that, no red? South's flat.
In Nathan's defense, that guy was being very interruptive. So I agree with Nathan. He should have been muted.
Yeah, but now we're talking to NORAD, so it's all good. He can take that baton from the guy that was very interruptive when he was proven wrong about his flat Earth use of prerequisites like directions. You understand that south is flat only. NORAD. You understand that, right?
South is a direction, Nathan. It's not flat.
It's two-dimensional and flat. That's if you never used a map. It's flat.
Nathan, a direction and flat are two different things. You understand that, right?
One describes the other. Directionality in this case is flat. Flat is the description of directionality.
No, you won't
okay,
find
so
any of the
obviously
words
this guy's decided that in the middle of my
definition.
explanation that contradicts him,
boy,
he's
here
going to
we
now
go.
talking, so he's going to now get
Easily
served.
upset.
So now you will get removed from the discussion because you're a wanker. When you're proven wrong, that's what, they're two different words. Yeah, flat and south are different words. One describes the other. Flat being the direction because it's two-dimensional. And on a map, which is how we're going to move across the terrain, it ipso facto is horizontal in orientation. These are facts. That guy's used something I can describe accurately as flat. That's south. That doesn't require you to bleat and moan. That you're not getting a chance to mute me. What, talking through the top of my conclusion about how directionality is only capable of description with words that aren't the same as the one being described. That's south. And flat. Yeah, two different words, dumbass. One is describing the other accurately. Flat. That's what directions are, two-dimensional. Like on a map. Yeah, Earth is only capable of being described with directionalities flat. It's because Earth's measured flat. That's how we deal with it. Now.
That's why when you get a compass, you level it to the plane of reference, and it gives you a vector of north on a plane of reference.
That's correct.
You can't have one without the other.
So we've levelled it flat. No, Rad. You said no. Now I'm going to give you an opportunity calmly to respond. So yeah, south's flat. You didn't seem to like it though, no, Rad. Now, do you want to moan about mute buttons? No response? No worries. It's all good. Earth's measured flat, my friend.
Can I answer passive aggressively like you do?
You can do whatever you like. I mean, if I don't like it, you'll know about it.
No, I can't. I can't because you'll mute me. I can't do whatever I like. So
Why
that's
don't
a
you
lie.
just have a conversation? What's your problem? What's everybody's problem here?
I tried to have a conversation with him, Neil, and he don't understand that south and flat are two different words, you know?
Yeah, they are two different words. One describes the horizontal orientation of a compass for south, flat.
I thought the compass was weighted to keep it floating anyway, so what's the deal with that?
No, that's a non sequitur fallacy.
Come on, we've all been to Boy Scouts.
So in conclusion, just for my audience's benefit, Earth is flat and south is a flat Earth only directionality. Now, obviously, this is going to put a heavy cognitive load on people that thought that south somehow had something to do with a religious belief that they had. Now, that's not my problem. Meanwhile, south's just a flat Earth direction. It's just that simple.
Nathan, do you remember earlier when Buck brought up the Google Maps API?
Sorry, I remember vaguely talking about horizontal directionalities, linear distances, and topographical changes in the elevation profile. I think that was my response. Now, my response was completely ignored.
Okay, well, I tried to address it with you too a couple weeks ago, and so I'm gonna continue with the third paragraph, and I dropped it in the creator event chat. But the third paragraph starts with, because of these differences, geometric functions on a sphere or on its projection necessitate using spherical geometry to calculate such constructs as distance, heading, and area. Utilities to calculate these spherical geometric constructs are contained within the Maps API. Namespace.
Yes, that's nice.
The
That's lovely.
namespace provides static methods for computing scalar values from spherical coordinates, latitudes, and longitudes. So are you saying that they're mistaken with that paragraph?
No, I'm saying that you can calculate into sphericity the measurements that are flat, like longitude and latitude measurements. You know what a latitude measurement is, right? It's an elevation angle from surface level to the star Polaris. That's a flat Earth measurement that they're using to then calculate into existence spherical geometry. But in reality, what they've measured to achieve that, as you've just detailed, are flat Earth angle measurements to the star Polaris for latitude. So first we measure Earth flat with an angle to Polaris, then we convert it into sphericity so that people can believe they live on a ball. But the measurements, as opposed to the calculations, are flat. Like latitude, you detailed it at the end there. You know that latitude's a flat Earth only measurement? Did you understand that? It's on screen for my audience.
No, I don't understand that, but I would like to continue.
Oh, well, then let me enlighten you.
distance-
Oh, no worries if you don't understand my response. When you
can I
measure the
just read
star
this?
called Polaris, you're measuring an angle. One line along the surface level forms part of the angle. The other line up to Polaris forms the other part of the angle. It's called a degree. When you describe the latitude in a degree, that measurement is from the surface level. That's how we measure Earth flat to get latitude off the flat surface level. On screen now is a lady stood on a circular flat plane with angles. It says right, ascension, and declination. It's describing an equatorial equator with the woman standing on it with a star above her head. One line to that star forms part of the angle that we'll describe with a degree called latitude. The other is to the star itself. That would be, in my example, Polaris. That's a flat Earth elevation angle to form the system that your globe calculations are based on. Step 1, measure Earth flat to form latitude, as that is what your system relies upon. So we'll have to measure Earth flat to achieve that. Do you understand now I've explained it in a little more expansive nature?
Just one clarification I have.
Latitude. Do you understand that latitude is measured flat? It's a yes or no question.
Well, my question
Don't
is...
stutter at me. Just say yes or no. Latitude, elevation angle. Do you comprehend? Yes or no? Hello?
Yeah, I'll say yes.
Good, you stuttery little twat. So your calculations of your ball religion are based on flat Earth angle measurements to the star Polaris to give you this system called latitude. So Earth will be measured flat for your latitude that you're relying on for your spherical calculation to give you a ball faith. Your religion's based on flat Earth angle measurements to Polaris, son. Glad we got that cleared up. So Earth's measured flat.
Measure it using the horizon,
Earth's
right?
measured flat. In conclusion, we don't need any fundies utilising their mute buttons, while I point out that his question about Earth's sphericity relied upon a flat Earth measurement of Polaris that he now understands, having had it explained to him twice. But obviously the yak happy feel like they need to use their mute button through the conclusion of flat Earth prerequisite angle measurements to Polaris.
Are you
End
so
quote
afraid
you.
of what he's saying
End
that
quote
you
this
won't
guy
let me
that
say it?
described the Polaris measurement, not Roger that who's decided that he's going to come and white knight for him with his mute button. Yeah, Roger that detected the guy was getting pinned down and raped, so he thought it'd be best pulling me off him. No, I'm going to destroy this guy with his own prerequisite need for an elevation angle to Polaris in the form of latitude. End quote him. Now he understands, he's had it explained to him twice, slow that he was, that Earth will and can only be measured flat for the systems of measurement of Earth his globe calculations rely upon. Now we got that out of the way. You don't have to all rip me off him. I'm done. I've zipped my fly up metaphorically. I'm finished with him. Thanks a bunch.
So the distance between 2 points is the length of the shortest is the length of the shortest path between them. The shortest path is called a geodesic. Nathan, do you know what a geodesic is?
Right, you don't seem to be responding to the measurement of Polaris. Do you understand that we measure Earth flat with this system you described your globe calculations relying upon? Do you understand that that is a flat Earth prerequisite?
Well, you said level at first. I agreed with level. I don't agree with flat because that's stupid. Nobody thinks that level means flat. No, it's not.
Right, so we're just going to squirm. This is pathetic. We're measuring an elevation angle, surface level angle to the star. It gives us latitude. That's what it is. It's a flat Earth prerequisite elevation angle. Elevation is from the surface. That's what elevation means.
Right. It's the tangent of.
Right. So now we're clear. We're going to measure Earth flat with this. So there's no follow-up. Your system that you asked about, that you said you'd asked about in the previous show, relies upon flat Earth measurements of Polaris then. That'd be a yes. It's on screen now for my audience. So it's called an altitude angle.
I mean,
it's being displayed to my audience so that they can be educated beyond your misapprehensions. I had to explain this twice to you with you failing to comprehend it. Now it's on screen as a diagrammatical example with object A, in this case Polaris, and altitude A from surface level with an angle. That, if it was Polaris, would have a degree ascribed to it from the flat plane it's measured with respect to. So that's a flat Earth prerequisite. Your faith in a ball you asked me about that came from calculations utilising this flat Earth prerequisite. So just to summarise, without this flat Earth prerequisite elevation angle of Polaris, he doesn't have a ball system to calculate.
Go ahead and share that over here so I can see it too.
Come and paint my house. Come and paint my house and give me money to do it. Now. Come on.
Oh, you have to travel to share your screen.
Stuttery.
Is that right?
I won't do anything you demand of me, but I will tell my audience how you've just asked me about the calculations of sphericity that rely upon a flat Earth elevation angle measurement to Polaris. You detailed it. Latitude, end quote you. Yeah, Earth's measured flat. It's the end of our discussion.
Do you know what a geodesic
Why are you asking me this?
Because I asked it and you avoided it.
Right, we've just measured Earth flat with Polaris, though, for your spherical system that you've relied upon.
On a sphere, all geodesics are segments of a great circle.
That's begging the question.
No, I'm reading literally.
No, it's called begging the question.
API, so
it's a fallacy where you automatically assume your outcome.
At the bottom of the.
So you're going to ignore me.
At the bottom, you can report inaccuracy.
You ignore me?
Should I just type that they're begging the question?
Yeah, because he's begging the question.
Yeah, you're not letting me finish.
Yes, because you're begging the question.
No, I'm not.
When you say, for my audience's benefit, on a sphere, then you're automatically predisposed to the outcome that you're trying to prove. In other words, when you start your statement with on a sphere, you're already assuming the outcome. That is the textbook definition of begging the question.
Yeah,
so when I interrupt him to point out, it's a load of people trying to pull me off him again, I see. So when I point out the use of fallacy, a load of white knights feel that I need to be pulled off. No, I unzip my fly again, and now I'm back on top of him. Now, you don't have to pull me off. That's just begging the question. That's why I'm justified in interrupting you. You're assuming you're out.
That's what you're doing. You're calling flat earth.
Let's just get rid of left lane. This little white knight doesn't seem to like his friend being pummeled. No,
it's not. Nathan never said on a flat earth. He just demonstrated how you use a measuring earth flat.
Meanwhile.
Oh, look, there's your little white chihuahua.
Meanwhile, while everybody ad homs my panel, we've got an acknowledgement of a prerequisite flat earth elevation angle to Polaris. On screen for my audience now, a demonstration of an angle acquisition from a planar surface. That's what this is. That's what latitude is. Earth is measured flat for latitude. His system that he was asking me about, because he based his ball faith on it, is a calculation derived from that flat Earth measurement. Beyond that, who cares? Flat Earth measurement. You're using it. Really good.
So
it's been fun.
To compute the distance, you call the compute distance between function, passing it to lat-long objects. You may need to instead use compute length to calculate the length of a given path if you have several locations on the geodesic. So is this like the Google Maps fallacy? Is that what you want to call it?
We're still talking about it.
Again, are we into saying, is that what you call it? No, those words didn't cross my lips. The words that did cross my lips was what? Lat? Like latitude. Yeah, again, you think by abbreviating it, you're going to get away from the fact that this relies upon a flat Earth measurement of an angle to Polaris. That's lat, or latitude, end quote you. Yeah, we're still utilising latitude to calculate into existence this geoid. That's what you are doing. You, not me.
Okay, so this whole document's wrong, is what you're saying.
Sorry, did Nathan say this whole document's wrong, or did I describe the calculation into sphericity by way of utilisation of lat? That's latitude. And longitude. These are systems that are utilising a flat Earth prerequisite, in this case, specifically an angle measurement of Polaris for latitude. That's what I actually said. Don't say, are you therefore saying this is wrong? Those words didn't cross my lips. What I did describe is how right it is to take a flat Earth elevation angle measurement of a star and then use calculations to create a ball that you believe in based on the flat Earth measurements. That's what I've actually said. The word, this is wrong, the document's like, no, those words didn't cross my lips. Don't invent things I haven't said to respond to. The Earth's measured flat for latitude.
So flat Earth uses spherical geometry? Is that what you're saying?
I'm going to remove this asshole. He doesn't seem to understand that when I tell him, do not just invent things I didn't say. Very infuriating to me. No, what I said was, you calculate into sphericity a geoid based on flat Earth elevation angles to Polaris. I've said it 5 times. So hearing, are you saying insert words I haven't said, is irritating. Very, very irritating. Anyway, with that, I'll say if you are watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley premiering streams, then stay tuned, as there will be an after show to follow.
And one person talk at a time. But I realize what happens is when you start to detail measurements, it triggers them.
Yeah, that's the tactics they use. And fine, they're trying to defend their beliefs, because that's what they're defending. They're not defending their proofs, because nothing's happening there. But, you know, that's what it is. And the response from Nathan and the panel and the other comments is thoroughly good.
It's backwards to me.
Giving that 100%.
They're trying to defend their belief by proving Earth flat, by talking about latitude and longitude and distances. Do you realize what they're doing?
I do hope the guy from Uruguay comes back with the evidence in March. That'd be interesting to see, because as far as I'm concerned, if you face south, then the sun will be coming from if you're facing in the south, from your left, let's say. Then if you face north, it's going to be coming from your right. So depending on how your body's orientated can change. I'll tell you, these guys really do come in with some convoluted things that they've overlooked in their convoluted behavior. Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't care less of his directions he's talking about are flat. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing to not understand about that. That's perfectly correct.
I really are a guy, and I think it's on the name, but I got a funny flower there right now.
I was quite pleased to hear a voice from Uruguay. So I would have said, welcome from Uruguay. Fantastic. Now he brings his convoluted story. Okay, fair enough. March, okay. So you've said something. Nathan didn't have to respond because it wasn't his claim. You've made a statement. Nathan can't prove anything and he's not interested. It's a globe nonsense. Why would he entertain it? It's yours. So you bring us your proof. And then maybe if you've got something and we have to concede something, then we will. That's the integrity of the situation. So please go, do March, bring it in, let's see it. And maybe we might all get on a plane to go and confirm this just to be sure. And then we can, that's what it's all about here.
There is no conceding. It's measured.
Yeah, you've got to show good faith, though, Neil. Neil, you have to show good faith. That if
I don't say, listen, Jim, you can do whatever you want. I'm not
thank you.
I'm saying him. They can do whatever they want. If anybody wants to go and confirm something, I'm just telling you what you demonstrated in your distance when saying south, in your measurements when talking about the sun. That's all I'm going to go by. I don't got to freaking validate a thing. You're validating flat earth for me.
Yeah, he was. Mr. Uruguay, yeah, he definitely was doing that. And he was expecting us to be doing something. Well, if we're going to do anything, you'd have to prove what you've said, present it, let's see it. And then it's all going to be flat earth related anyway, all the way. So let's just let him do it. That's all. Like you said, let him do it for us. I agree.
Flat earth needed for everything everyone said. Now, Bev's got me confused because Bev is talking about all elevation angle measurements of a flat earth, but he said to me that he's measured earth to not be flat. So I'm confused. Then he says you could do F4 with an angle, and he wants people to go measure elevation angles everywhere. Very confused by these people.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the actual visuals of this measuring that he has done. And then from there, we can replicate that, go to the location or go to a similar location where you live and try to replicate this. We know already, but it's just showing good faith, that's all. If you want to do that, of course.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Is that our circumference?
No.
Did we come up with the measurement of the
it's not ours, no. The answer is
why
no, it's
would
not ours.
I care what they do with it? These are not our numbers.
Thank you. I've said that from the outset. Yeah. They said he said that to me 2 days ago, and I said, Bev, look, I'm not going to do that because they're not my numbers. I don't want to do that.
Exactly.
I don't need to do that to know that Earth is measured flat, Bev. So I'm not going to be doing that today or tomorrow. I don't need to. It's not what I want to do. Thank you. But I've said it on a few occasions to Bev,
Yeah.
So
I get it. You're saying, so if they got some observations, you just want to see observations because that's you. Hey, I like looking at observations. These are great. But do you realize that Earth is measured flat?
Yeah. That's what he's going to be doing. The operation is going to be flatness. No doubt about it. So
see, but what Elder Bear and Bev try to do with this little game is the pi equals 2 nonsense. And it's not matching.
Yeah. Well, as I said, when you look at Nathan's position, he's like he said, he's got a show going on to his audience, and he needs to have that clean and in control. The odd profanity comes out and then again, which is unfortunate. I will always say that. But when people are jumping in and trying to talk through what he has, got to get that all under control. And if he doesn't have it, then it becomes what he would call a poo-poo show, for example. And we don't want a poo-poo show, do we? Right.
Yeah, but they were the ones that had the profanity today. The guy from Uruguay, I don't give a ass.
Yeah,
Swore, made sure they got their little swear words in. I thought Nathan was very calm today. Now,
Nathan swore a little bit himself as well, and come on.
The last guy who was
he was controlling it, though. He was controlling it. We give him that. And when I mean controlling it, was like controlling the interjectors, because he had to do. That's what I meant by controlling it.
Specifically. I know what you mean. But the last guy who was speaking with the geoid.
Yeah.
He was very respectful.
Yeah, he was.
Nathan
he definitely was.
You shouldn't have called him whatever you called him there, but he quickly turned into an idiot when he was presented with latitude. So
yeah. And also not owning, well, he did in the end. We give him kudos. In the end, he did say, yes, I will accept that it's latitude, longitude, that's flat. Yes, good. So he did in the end, but Nathan just missed it, right? Because he said it, and then Nathan was talking. So the timing was just unfortunate there, but he did concede to it as Nathan went to tell him off about it. So it was just an unfortunate thing there, but fine. Like I said, this was a great show. I mean, and I've been thinking of what use am I going to be? Is this going to be another one? It's meant to blah, blah, blah. Is it going to be boring? It's bloody good today. It was good yesterday. In fact, the past few days, the audience must have had some good emotional roller coaster rides. Their hearts have been pumping and blood pumping, and that's what the show is all about as well, you know? And they're learning, so to a point. Yeah, they're learning. I'm not going to not say they're not learning.
Well, there was dead silences on certain points when Nathan brought them to the measurement because they can't deny it. So there's dead silence, and you never know when that penny's going to drop for one of these religiotards, you know?
Yeah.
Well, you know, you said you was afraid it wouldn't be interesting. Why is that?
Because people have been moaning in other servers I've gone through who talk, it's just blah, 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 we're getting fed up with this stuff. You know what I mean? Okay. That's all I'm saying. I thought, okay, let me see. They've got a little bit of a point. We have been drumming it home. But I did say to them that repetition is key in this regard. And remember, when the kids are going to school, they're being taught crap repeatedly every day. So, you know, it's the nature of the thing. That's all I was concerned about, John, in that are we going to deliver something different? That's all.
No, I just wanted to point out to you that it is triggering people in other servers just hearing us talk about the measurements.
Yep.
Oh, I know that. Yeah, I know that. I mean, they're calling me the representative of Nathan Oakley stuff because they want Nathan to go and meet them. Obviously, Nathan's too busy in his life to do that. There it is. That's going to be my explanation there, because I don't know otherwise. That's it. So he's a busy man. He's got his show. He's got his children. There's a book coming out possibly in April. So the man's busy to start moving around servers at different time zones. There's a lot to ask there. But because I'm there, they put the questions to me as they put them to Neil when Neil moves around. Because I've been there when Neil's been around, and they've asked him. So he becomes Nathan Oakley's show representative.
What I tell them is he's got an open door. Anybody can join.
Yeah. That's right. Go in there and have a word. Yeah. Why don't you come in? And I noticed they were coming in a lot today because there was a nice number. Oh, that was good.
Yeah, that's because we were in Rig server. We were in worldwide debate today.
All right. That was good. That was.
We weren't in Virgin Droids today. That
was a noticeable change in the numbers there and the ferocity of the questions. That's what made the show so far so good today. It's wow. I've got to give a clap there because that was a nice uplift. Really was. Okay? Because you're getting all the questions coming in. Uruguay. I mean, I'm glad I heard a voice from Uruguay. I really am. You know what I mean? You know. So hopefully Mr. Uruguay will come back with some proofs in March, and then we can see what he's got. So well done, Riggs. Big shout out to Riggs there. You made the show good as well. It was nice pepper. Nice. Very nice indeed.
Proof of what? Uruguay. What's he going to bring proof?
Oh, well, I'm hoping he's going to bring his proof. What his proof is going to be. What it's going to be. He's measuring a flat, but he's trying to say about the direction of the sun. And how it can be seen. Where is he? In Uruguay, was it? Did he say Florida? I'm just trying to remember that now.
Is this Sun-Earth debate movement.
No, it's not. It's not. But look, you've got to keep the door open so that the penny can drop on their head. The door is wide open. They've got to come in. So let's see what he's got. Come on. Like I said, you're here in good faith. Got to. That's the integrity of our situation here. That the door must always be open, and you've got to welcome everybody coming in with whatever they've got. Yeah, Nathan had to work hard to keep them under control, and he did. He did a good job of it. Yeah.
Hey guys, how did the show go?
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
I checked in, and it was sounding pretty good when I was there. So how did you think?
Can hear it. I'm giving you a clap. I said it was a very, very nice show. It was good flow, lots of questions, a few tension, but that's part of the situation and the integrity of the situation. There's going to be tension. I'll give you some more claps. Thank you very much. It was good.
Thank you for having us. You're
great.
Very accommodating. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Cool. Yeah, I was really happy with it. You guys did great. Everyone's really pleased with the access that they're able to access you and other people there. So I'm very pleased with that.
Are you a manager? You operate your job?
I guess so. I mean, I'm going to be opening my own business soon, but I'm not really. No, not a manager.
You have a corporate way about you. Like you've just summarised the meeting for the secretary to make sure she's got good shorthand notes. You know what I mean? It's not a criticism; it's a compliment.
Well, I've been doing this for about 6 months, and I guess I've just had to learn how to manage, honestly. So.
Yeah, I've known you for several years now, Riggs, and I thought you came from media. Do you remember? Because of the way you handled yourself, I thought you came from media. So we're going back some time now. Yeah.
No, I just sold cell phones. I used to manage cell phone stores like 20 years ago, but that's it. And then I was a taxi driver for 10 years. So, I mean, maybe that's why I communicate okay.
Yeah, you do communicate okay. I wish you all the best on this endeavor and your endeavor of your new business as well. Let's go.
Oh, thank you.
Nice.
Thank you. I did want to ask a small favor, Nathan. I sent you a DM. If you're going to use any associated content, like be on the server or something, all I ask is that maybe you drop a link. I sent you the link in the DM in your description.
Yeah, no worries.
Is that all right? Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm bummed out. I missed the entire show. As soon as I popped in, everybody started jumping back there.
Who's that, Vax?
Yeah.
Were you there today?
No, I just said I missed the entire show. I guess thank God for YouTube. I can go back and watch it.
Yeah, we need another moderator, and we thought you would be able to do it, but like you say, you didn't make it. So
no, I think it was a blessing that Vax wasn't there. It would have been probably been a poo-poo show, probably.
Why would you say that?
No, I'm only joking. Gotcha. There you go.
So wait a second. Are you turning into the antagonist now? That's my job, Jen.
Yeah, I just thought I'd do it.
I usually antagonize you.
Yeah, he seems to antagonize me back, so I thought I'd get a little one in quickly before, whilst he's still upset that he didn't make the show, that's all.
How did that end up? I was gutted there to something happened on the site I'm working on, and I had to run in and have a look at this freezer because they had something going on. So I missed after bloody Elder Bear. And did we get any curve?
No, he didn't get no. But Bev,
yeah, I said, yeah,
I wanted to make
he had a bit of
flat, but it was confusing to me because he said he measured Earth to not be flat. So why would you be asking for a bunch of people to help you out to measure Earth flat? And then he said you could do F4 with an angle, but he was using angles, elevation angles, not one but two.
So you can do F4 with an angle, but you can use the angle to measure Earth as not flat. Okay, Bev.
And then he doubled down.
All horizontals are parallel.
And then he doubled down and repeated. He said you can do F4 with an angle. While he's doing something with angles.
But you won't be measuring Earth then, will you?
That's been his catchphrase for like 4 years. It's just something that a stupid person says.
Yeah, and Nathan held him to it today. You missed it. So when you get a chance, listen to the show. Because that's what Nathan kept saying. Bev, wait a second. You're telling us you can do F4 with an angle. And now you're telling everybody that you want to go out and measure these angles.
Oh, fantastic. It's getting ridiculous, isn't it? Listening to these people, the bearded guys now, and Bev and everyone.
Well, look at Elderbear today when John brought it down to level and said if you're at sea level, then you don't need any freaking correction.
Mm. Well, we mentioned that yesterday, didn't we? I said yesterday that's what they want to skip past the angle and talk about dip. But like you say, if you're down at sea level, there is no dip.
Yeah, if you look in the FED text, when you're talking about the Earth being measured flatter now, okay, and then it went to getting the angles, and then the sextant came up. Oh, I started posting. I posted. Do you remember the curval? Do you remember we talked about that curved spirit level?
I seen it.
One deck. Yeah, I started posting everything, bang on point, man. So they were getting it not only live here, they were getting it in the text. It was good. That's why I say it was a good show. We sealed the deal. All the angles were just totally sharpened up. Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed those
correction. I mean.
It was good as well.
In and of itself, it's just proving that you're using the surface of the water for the baseline of your angle if you're above the surface of the water.
Yeah. Go ahead, Linda.
I address that one again. You are using the water, surface of the water, to calibrate your sextant measurement to the plane of reference based on a known height. Yeah?
Right.
So,
yeah,
it is with respect to Earth.
Of course.
Right. Yeah, I mean, all dip correction or, height of eye correction's doing is if you're 70 feet on the bridge, 70 feet above the surface, when you do your height of eye correction, you're just reorientating the angle that you're making with the sextant to sit flush back on the surface. That's all it is. So I don't know why Globers think that's something to celebrate.
Yeah, that's why when refracted brought them down to bring it to eye level on the surface. Now what?
Yeah. They start talking about dip as if they've not measured in elevation angles. But they're definitely not measuring. They're not measuring curves, are they?
Well, that's what they think the dip is. They think that they're correcting the curvature.
No, you're correcting your height above the surface. That's all it is. That's why dip's only used with the Mariner sextant. Because the Mariner sextant is literally using the physical surface of the water all the way into the distance to where it appears to meet the sky as your horizontal plane. Whereas an aviation sextant's making an artificial plane with the bubble.
So why ain't they getting it?
You're just
it's simple English.
Huh?
It is simple English. You're accounting for your elevating above the sea level with your eyesight. You're accounting for that. That's what that dip angle is all about. But they don't want to understand it. That's what it is. Because
unless that's where John did really well and I rumpused him. I'm sorry about that, John. I couldn't help myself. When you're in the mode.
Sure.
But it's like, no, you take it down to the sea, then you just measure. There's no correction being done. You're just measuring Earth flat with an angle. Perfect. Props.
Yeah, it's a rubber ducky.
A rubber ducky life preserver.
Oh, like if you jump in the water with the life jacket on, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go nowhere with that. Then he says it's not a measurement.
I mean, really, if you're 20 feet above the surface of the water,
it's not a sextant measurement. So John's example is taking the sextant to the water, and he said it's not a sextant measurement. You're like, what?
What, when he's using the sextant to measure? What I thought was good, Nathan, I thought he was, not like you're not, but he was very, very relaxed. And I think that was like, you're just so chilled out, man. It was brilliant from when I was there. Anyway, I had to disappear for a little while. But yeah, just chilling out, tell them how it's measured flat, having a little laugh, not getting worked up. And you could hear them getting worked up and angry at that fact. And because, like you say, we don't have to get argumentative. We don't have to lose our cool. Earth's measured flat. And the Greeks all knew that.
It was like throwing
we don't
holy
even
water.
have to try. It's always a good time. Yeah, that's how it should be.
It was like throwing holy water on someone possessed. That's what it was like. Every time you brought them to the measurement, there was a possession going on. Don't make some measurements. It burns. Behind me, measurements.
There's still always going to be certain things that will trigger me. One of them is when people just invent words you haven't said. It just really gets me annoyed. It's like, so you're saying that they basically take their own argument and insert the words, so you are saying that, before their argument.
So, Nathan, you are saying that you can't measure circumferences then?
I was cracking up when the guy said that.
Yeah, listen, with seeing as we're talking about Earth and the Earth's measurement, how do you measure a circumference of a circle? Okay, they're insane, aren't they? They're insane.
Since we're talking about Earth, how do you do calculus?
They think they've got something about spherical geometry when it's just a mathematical model after a flat Earth elevation angle measurement.
Well, Nathan pointed that out to them very succinctly. Every time.
I would say before, I would argue that I know how to get the diameter and the circumference of a circle, and I'd go into that rabbit hole. So another kudos to not even...
Oh, kudos. You're giving me kudos. Yeah, you take the bait, basically. Because you've got to carefully think, how can I appear reasonably conciliatory, get us back on track, and not let this guy dangle this little... what's the word, straw man or non sequitur fallacy in front of me. And all they're trying to do is get a gotcha. That's it. But the gotcha's just a diversion away from the real topic. That's all it was.
Right. Like Bev wanted to go to pi equals 2 nonsense. That's what he was getting at.
Yeah, but they can't get there without measuring Earth flat first. This is what I hope everyone who's watching is starting to appreciate. In order for them to get these little gotchas, they've got to accept the flat Earth prerequisite elevation angle measurements, surface level measurements, eye level measurements, parallel, perpendicular. All of these things have to hold axiomatically true for them to make a question that they think might be a gotcha.
Yeah, well, you keep doing that, so you're holding them to task.
Yep, yeah, that's it. Keep them there.
Measurements, keep them there, and they don't get the gotcha.
Brilliant, Nathan.
Yeah,
absolutely fantastic.
I borrowed from John. I say you need the flat Earth more than I do. Yeah, that's what I've been saying in recent weeks.
It's basically what was happening today. They needed that flat Earth for everything they were saying.
They don't need it. They use it just like we do.
Yeah,
they measure it. Yeah, they use it. They measure it just like we do. Just like everybody on this Earth does. There's no getting out of the facts of the matter.
As I've said, they need it as much as they need air to breathe. That it is. They're married.
They tried to throw in lat. What are you trying to abbreviate latitude? Did you really try to abbreviate latitude as if you wouldn't catch on?
So, it is what it is. It's a flat Earth. It's measured flat. We know that. Stop fighting it. Come on. What's the fighting here with these people? What are they fighting the truth for? Ignoring their own actions.
To put a finer point on it, when you measure latitudes, you don't ever use dip correction or anything like that, right? I literally can find my latitude from my backyard, and I don't have to consider anything, refraction or any of that other stuff, right? It's just a straight elevation angle, pure from the surface angle to Polaris, and I've got my latitude, right?
Yeah, that's what Nathan was saying. When you talk about latitude, you're flat Earth for that.
It's an elevation angle measurement.
Yep.
Simple.
Just wanted to say something to Jardo. I was just looking through my comments, and Planar Reality says, I like my free memberships I get every once in a while. Thanks to that guy. That was you yesterday, Jardo. So I just thought I'd tell you that. The reason I was looking at my comments is because yesterday's show got copyright strike.
Really?
For what?
Really? Why?
I didn't do it, so you can't ask me that question.
I thought you might have investigated it and knew, but okay, never mind.
Speaking of that,
For the Beardy Weedy video that we covered.
No, Fisherman in a Box did a video on yesterday's show and really put it into context. I put the link to it in Master B.
Yeah, I've got a question. I've got a question, Nathan. Are you going to do this where you're going to go to another server? But I think that's good when you're doing the rounds. It's a good thing, that. Okay? I think it's going to be good for you. Consider it.
Well, Rick said he's got a room there for us. So whenever Nathan wants to go back, the room is already set up, the Nathan Oakley room. And if Nathan wants to go there on, Housekeeping Fridays, even though we didn't get the housekeeping today, but it's up to Nathan.
Yeah. We don't really need the housekeeping at this point, but if you want to do it, then okay, I can see where Nathan's coming with that, which is cool. But it was great today. It was good.
You call it Wall of Friday.
He was making me laugh, and he was saying, so you deny spherical geometry model, and then he goes on about the, we're using total stations total stations measure elevation angles, not curves. They're absolutely insane, these guys. Insane.
It is. Or even transponders. That is a horizontal linear flat Earth tool. Sorry, yeah. Like I said, they need it more than us.
We've been through it a few weeks ago. We posted some when they was on about the spherical geometry. We went through total station. Yeah, it's not spherical geometry. They claim, if you Google it, in spherical geometry, that they're using total stations, GPS, other, and every one of the instruments that they say they're using, instruments. If you look into what they're establishing, it'll be an elevation angle. It'll be using a horizontal plane, nothing to do with curvature whatsoever. And then they've got the model, the WGS84 spherical geoid model. Yeah, that's the calculation.
It's a model, that's not reality. Yeah. Well, they're not actually using it. It's just there. It's not even. It's of no use. This damn model.
Well, look how it started today. It started with Sodbuster bringing up Nathan's toys because he's hurt of the fact that Nathan ripped him apart last time.
Oh, I don't mind that.
And he couldn't go anywhere with that.
I don't mind that at all. For some reason, and explain to me, right? Is it the ultra-conservative Americans that would find that offensive? They're like, look, check this guy, he's got dildos in his bedroom. And like, okay, so other than a very limited audience of very conservative Americans, who is this that you feel that you're poisoning the well for exactly? Because as far as I'm concerned, I'll more than happily talk about my wonderful sex life. No worries. I mean, are you insane? Really?
We get it, but it's the name of the show is Flat Earth Debate. You know what we're coming in there for. You're saying that you're talking about microphones, and this is what he comes with. Instead of, Nathan, when you got a chance, I would like to go over a few things with you.
Nathan.
I think when you handle it on the fly, it just totally nullifies their stupidity. That's all. Any kind of negative result that was hoping to happen was just backfired into their face, and you just move on. And then look at how the show turned out. Anybody in the audience over there, Nathan's audience and the Riggs audience, the ladies and gentlemen, they've learned a lot today. They really have. That's what I'm saying, that you've got to go out and do more of this.
Holy shit. Yeah, well, Buck realized, I understand why he did that, because he's got nowhere to go. He can't go anywhere anymore. He can't go anywhere. It was done the last time Nathan and him had their conversation.
Yeah, Neil, you said it before. They're trying to cope, aren't they? It's coping. They're trying to cope. They're in trouble. Yeah.
With him, it's not even coping. It's just that he can't win anywhere. He's got no win. So let me try to insult Nathan. Meanwhile, Nathan loves that.
That is the psychology of coping, because they're trying to slash out. That's their coping mechanism, and they're not winning still.
Yeah.
When they stop doing all that and accept the truth for what it is, that's when they realize. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Though Nathan was very cool, calm, and collective. That they don't want him in that way. They want him riled up.
Yeah, they want him angry.
And they want him angry, and he didn't give him that today. Especially when I was there, he didn't do that. I had to jump out, like I say, but that was fantastic. Well done, Nathan. Brilliant. Well, always.
You're not going to get him angry by bringing up his sex life. He's going to give him a big head.
Okay, let me tell you what it was like for me. It was like Nathan playing chess with 20 people, on the stop clock as well, on the stop, Yeah, move here, checkmate. Fool's checkmate, boom. Queen's Gambit. You understand? That's what it was like. It was good, really was.
My favorite
I
was,
wouldn't even give Buck Sodbuster any attention. Jesus. That's not even worth giving attention to. The last time he was in here, he tried saying two people playing catch is a naturally observed phenomenon because the football is made out of leather. The guy's a retard.
Wait, who said that, Buck?
That's why Buck's not here anymore. He said the football is made out of a natural material, therefore it's a naturally observed phenomenon. Two people are throwing it. He's stupid.
Yeah, they don't know what science is. We know that. He was telling me measurements of science.
Because he's a moron.
I like when the guy from I like when the guy from Uruguay made his little claim about the sun going in opposite directions. And Nathan was like, did I make a claim about it? No.
They did that today?
So you don't want to answer my question?
Wait, so the guy in Uruguay witnesses the sun not going east to west? That's interesting.
Well, he said, I forget, him in Uruguay, he says, I forgot which way he said it goes, but and people in Florida see it going the opposite way or something. I don't know. Some sort of nonsense.
It's funny, that's all they want to do, ask questions, innit? Oh, I've got a question for you. So you're saying this. They never come with any sort of hard facts of the matter.
You can't answer it.
Not that deep.
You can't answer my question, huh?
Well,
not answer me.
Yeah, that's right. They're expecting you to say, "Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't realize that." But we do know what you're coming from. But it's your claim. We don't have to respond at all. We're not making that claim. It's yours. Puts it down on the table. He goes, "I haven't got any concrete proof yet." He said, "I'm going to wait for my friend in Florida in March, and then we're going to do it together. I will then do that, and then bring it here. Let's see it." Bloody idiot! That was stupid. That was.
My question is, what is he going to bring here?
Yeah. Well, they won't answer the question.
Let me just answer that, Pernil. Let me just answer. He's going to bring himself using flat Earth to utilize the Earth in order to bring his stupidity here. That's what he's going to be doing. That's what we're going to visualize.
When he made the claim, what was his claim? Because when Nathan told him to make a claim, he made the claim, but it was breaking up for me. What was his claim?
The sun comes up in a different direction from south and goes in a different direction, left to right rather than right to left. He's giving subjective directionality, like left and right, to something that we know what the sun does in terms of how it moves around, but he hadn't actually done it yet, so it was kind of a bit benign.
Great observation. Did you have any measurements? No.
Well, I haven't done it yet, but I'll do it in March. And you're like, what? Observe the sun doing what it does from two different places? Only when he's got an assumed antipodal position for south that his claim makes any sense. As soon as I was like, with you south. So what do you think? You've got an antipodal directionality for south? That's when he started rumpusing me.
Yep. Yeah, because he first said, how does that work on a flat Earth?
Suddenly.
Afternoon, gentlemen. You're going to need a horizontal plane of reference for north-south.
Okay. So you can't answer the question, can you?
Hi, George.
Yeah, hi, George. Hi, George. Yeah. And then Nathan responds with, it's not my claim. I didn't make a claim here, did I? Silly.
I think that gets them annoyed when Nathan does that. Can I make a claim about it?
But it's the truth, though, isn't it? That's my response. It's not my. It's not mine. You put this down. You prove it. Well, I don't have to respond to this thing. It was the same with Bev. Wants you to go and measure the 69 degree. I don't need to do that. That's what you need to do. You do that. Get your pals, go out there and put it on a video. Hurry up.
First of all, the circumference, it's not our measurement. That's a ball earth measurement, right? Even though they use flat earth to get it. It's their measurement. It's not ours.
Yeah, but in this case, he's talking about
it's our
circumference of a
measurements,
circle, isn't
their
it?
calculations. Our measurements, their calculations.
That's correct, John.
That's what I was just going to say.
And calculations.
They're very sly in trying to put the onus on you, and those numbers are yours. And in the Omnivore server last year, Elderberry was doing it, Elderbear. And me and Tyler said that no flat earther has subscribed to that at all. We don't know any. So I'm sorry, that's not ours. That's yours. So don't put that on us, yeah? Good luck with it, though.
But the whole time they're using flat earth measurements.
Right on. Yeah. And there was a guy called PhD Tony who had come totally distraught after Tyler destroyed him with the refraction and this stupid 69-degree angle. Yeah, it was a lovely show, that one was back then as well, last year.
I'll have to go back and listen to this show today. It sounds pretty good. I was really upset when I popped in, and then I saw everybody. As soon as I popped in, I saw everybody leaving. I'm like, damn it! Back to the sun thing. See, I don't understand what their point is, because every 365 days a year, every single day, the sun can be witnessed in the sky. Like you can see the yellow circle or white circle with your eyeballs in the sky every day. For people in North America, in the United States and Australia, so how like we're both looking at the same thing, and it's both traveling the same direction from east to west. How is it doing different things for these people simultaneously when it's not?
It's not. It's giving subjective directionality, left and right and left, and it's a misunderstanding.
Yeah, exactly.
Of actual directionality in terms of describing things moving east. Yeah. But then he's describing how he's looking south, or it's moving west, or whatever he's describing, right? Wrong or right, he's still using two-dimensional flat Earth directionalities. Doesn't matter if he's got an incorrect misapprehension about what the sun does, because he doesn't understand the difference between moving in a westerly direction, easterly direction versus left versus right, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because the sun is moving east to west. But if you stand looking south, the sun will be coming from your left to your right. But if you're facing north, it's going to come from your right to the left. You know, this is what he's doing, convoluting this nonsense.
Exactly. Well put.
Right. Well, it's like if you take if you have two P900s, you face one north, you face one directly next to the one face north, but face itself, and you do time lapses, you're going to get clockwise and counterclockwise star rotations from the same point in your backyard. Like it's retarded. It's all about which direction you're facing. You face south, east is to the left. You face north, east is to the right. Like what the fuck?
Clearly doesn't know how to use a map. Obviously, how does he get around the world if that's the case? He's a madman. Wow.
Probably can't use a compass either.
The guy said something about a compass today. I didn't get the whole thing he said.
Oh, he just said, so you can't orientate it on something to do with the globe there. You know, yeah, I caught that as well. Silly arse of a man with the compass. Clearly simply explained, but they tried to convolute it. That's all they were doing.
Yeah, so it's really, really good where we are at the moment with this, because we're not allowing them to talk about nonsense, jump past angles and talk about crap, sticking them right on the measurements. And every other word they say, for example, Bev, like when Nathan dealt with Bev, angles, distance, height, it's just like everything comes out. But you just sit back now and think, you're just describing flat Earth every second of your sentence.
And we take a measurement of this angle, and then we take a measurement of that angle. Yeah,
And we'll go this
so you
much.
can do
And we're going to go travel this distance in a northerly direction.
I just keep laughing because it's funny to me. Because they're just saying it, I'm just laughing because, like Nathan says, you just can't not see it anymore. That's all you can see.
I'm just hoping that Nathan will use this impetus to get onto other servers with live streams and do this. If you can do this 3 days a week, I just think it's going to be good for the server. And your book is coming out soon. So this show for me proves that point. The one that happened today on another server. Yeah, look at the response. You're going to go to the Earth Awakenings. You're going to get a massive response there. Well, because he's got live streams going to Rumble, Ruskin, and everything else. So there's going to be fireworks there for sure, right? Get it going, Nathan. Let's get it going, because this is what I want for you. Get in there.
No, I don't want that. No, once a week.
Yeah. No, it's good because he did a good job.
There's not as many servers as you would think that are doing that, though. You got a bunch of the little odd and end ones that have like 3 people that hang out in there on a daily basis. But I mean, as far as large servers,
we're not welcoming all of these servers either.
I know. Gio's always got the door open for Nathan. I think if you can organise it and make the agreements that you made with Riggs, then of course it can happen, can't it? Why not?
Who?
Gio. You know Gio? Gio from the Earth Awakenings server.
Yeah, we've been
that was
there
done
before.
all last year.
That's where
like 20 times.
Is.
That's correct. Yeah, go back there again. Nothing wrong with going. Remember, we are the winners. If you're looking at it like that, let's go and move around. No door is closed to us. Get in there. Come on. This is what it's all about. Enjoy that.
It's not even a win-loss. It's a reality.
That's correct. Well, bring that to them. Remember, they've got audiences. They've got like many live streams and just get in there. Get that out there. It's another avenue. Do you understand? Take advantage of it.
Kid, we were doing this last year. We used to go to 24/7. We used to go to Earth Awakenings. Right? We used to do that.
Yeah, well, just carry on.
We got banned from 24/7 because of a certain thing Nathan did. But it was a hypocritical move by AI. Right?
That was unfortunate.
He's a racist, not Nathan. I forgot what happened in Earth Awakenings, but I don't think we're welcome there anymore.
Okay, well, I'm going to do my little rounds and see what can happen. I mean, I'm just going to test the water. That's all. Nothing concrete, but just to see what their mood is. Because I think it's going to be good for both sides. 24/7, that's flat Earth anyway. So it's the ones where you have the globers that are congregating at the most, and that would be Earth Awakenings, Gem Pandas. But I'm not sure if he has a live stream now still. But these are the places that Nathan's and the Nathan Oakley show should be moving around a little bit on a mini circuit.
Hold on a second. We have a show.
And you were just talking shit yesterday. What are you doing?
Go ahead, Maxie. I didn't hear you.
No, Jim was just slagging us off yesterday in another server.
Who was?
You're going to be. You are. What do you mean?
What are you talking about now? I'm going to give you all the time you need to get it all out. Go ahead. I'll keep my mouth shut. I'm on mute. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mark J told me about it. That's when I popped in and you were talking shit.
What do you mean talking shit?
Talking about how everyone over here just cries about our view counts and certain people like Nathan aren't real flat earthers and shit. What are you doing, Jim?
Right. Please get it all out completely, and then I'm going to show you how you got it out of context. But please get it all out, because I'm not going to interrupt you at all. Yeah, go ahead.
I did just get it all out. I can complete my thoughts with like one sentence. I don't need to ramble on for 3 hours like you do.
Okay, you see, this is what I mean. This unwarranted attack. unwarranted. Nathan Oakley, in the, where was I before we begin? Hang on a minute. What's the name of the server? Got to get the server right here. Not Riggs' server. Where was I? Oh, in the flip side. That was it. There was a man in the flip side stating that he didn't like the way you were throwing out abuse and that he's a prime member, he calls himself, okay? And I tried to explain that we've also put that to Nathan, that we don't like that, and he's trying to get that under control, right? Then he goes, yeah, but Nathan never mentions the word flat earth as such. And I said he does from time to time, but Nathan is trying to increase his numbers. The idea here is he wants to have the same viewership as Wayne in his video. And he doesn't mention flat earth, but he's measuring the earth flat and he's getting all these numbers, right? He wants the same situation. So that's his aim here. That's what I said to the guy. The title of his daily show is Flat Earth Debate. What are you talking about? You know, yes, but what are you? Listen, you're interrupting me and you're taking what I'm saying out of context. Listen again. I said to the guy that Nathan does mention flat Earth, but the idea is he doesn't want to keep saying that the Earth is flat. He doesn't want to say that. He wants to say the Earth is measured flat, and that's enough. And if anybody works it out for themselves that they're living on a flat Earth, that's it. That's great. But he doesn't want to emphasize that point, that we're living on a flat Earth, because that's why he's getting the censorship. He wants to move away from that and just mention the fact that Earth is measured flat, and that's enough. That's it. That's all I said.
Hold on. That's why with videos are normies, Jen.
That's exactly what I said, though. Do you understand? That's what I said to this guy. So I'm defending Nathan's situation when he was being accused of not mentioning flat Earth, or we're living on a flat Earth in particular. And I said, in Nathan's case, that's not necessary. He's trying to improve his viewership. Now, if Nathan's, I hope he says hearing me. That's all I'm saying. That's not speaking negatively to the server or Nathan. So no, man, you're taking what I've said out of context, and I will say to you, please desist in that. It's like you're looking at Jin and you're waiting for me to say something so you can bring it to the server. I'm not that guy. I don't go around speaking ill of people. I don't do that. It's not my nature. It's not my way of life. I don't like drama. Don't involve me in drama. It's not what I do. I don't spread gossip. It's not my style. That's gutter stuff. You can't have a man like me that's very loud.
That's what you were doing yesterday, sir.
And then I'm going to go out now and stop backstabbing Nathan, for example, or backstabbing QE, or I don't do that stuff. So shut up, will you?
You did it yesterday. You're now lying.
No, I did not do that yesterday at all.
I
did not.
I heard you.
No, I did not. What did I say? I'm going to keep my mouth shut again.
I told
what
him
did I
he's
say?
a fucking idiot and I left or something like that. It was, yeah, you started fucking bad-mouthing him immediately. You went over there to get verification from retards that are less retarded than you or more retarded than you.
About, Jim, you fucked out to your natural habitat.
Negotiated with yourselves what the hell your science is, and it has nothing to do with actual science. A whole
okay,
bunch
here we go.
I was listening
when you
to
finished, let me know when you're finished.
I'm finished.
Okay, good. So this incident.
Jim, that's literally when I popped in. Was yesterday.
Okay,
you were talking about how we're not real flat earthers. We don't say the Earth is flat. And then you started talking about how car crashes and that's a phenomenon.
Right, have you finished?
I mean, what are you doing?
Have you finished completely? Please let me know when you're finished so I can
He'll keep talking over you as you're trying to get your point, saying, tell me when you're finished, tell me when you're finished, so nobody heard anything you said.
No, I'm trying to speak.
Yeah, Jim, when I popped in, because I found out you were over there, so I'm like, oh, he left here in a hop. I wonder what he's saying. So I went over there to be nosy, whatever. And then you were complaining about how all people do over here is complain about how there's no viewership. We're not real flat earthers. And then you start talking about car crashes being naturally observed phenomenon and shit. What are you talking about?
Have you
literally yesterday morning?
Right, hang on. These shows, the beauty of this is that these shows are recorded, so you can go and check for yourselves anyway. Right, so this is what's beautiful about it. Now, what I said about the flip side, that's going to be one thing. And it's the truth what I said there. Now, in the rig server, because I went to rig server yesterday, I put my case across as to, am I doing science? I'm not going to go into it here. You can go to the show and listen. And they all sided with me. That's it. I didn't.
That's what I said. I heard it.
didn't. Hang on. Let me just get this straight. I didn't give any negative slur to Nathan or called him any names at all. And you will see that for yourself. They offered up the slurs. Is Nathan a flat earther? My question is, he's a flat earther, but I'm beginning to wonder a little bit because the way he's attacking me in a way.
You got some fucking balls, dude.
If you hold on a second,
I'm beginning to wonder. Okay.
One second back. If you're going somewhere, hold on a second. If you're going after we laid down the scientific method, specifically Nathan, and you're going somewhere else to get affirmation, then you're undermining everything Nathan said, and I don't understand that, Jim.
No, okay, let me explain. Hang on. Give me a chance to explain that, Neil. Neil, I said categorically that what Nathan said about the scientific method related to the natural phenomena in the natural world we live in, I 1000% agree with him. I'm talking about man-made phenomena. Am I wrong here? This is what I was asking for.
Not science.
So hang on, please let me finish so you get it clear. I am not in disagreement. In fact, I have no right to disagree with what has been established as a fact regarding science related to the natural phenomena and how the scientific method is applied. I'm talking about now, am I doing science when we're talking about man-made phenomena? Can I employ that same method?
You're not doing science.
And hang on a minute. Well, look, we can disagree there. That's all. I'm not going to get embroiled.
There's no agree, disagree.
The point is this. Hang on a minute. The point is
it's a man-made phenomenon.
Hang on a minute.
You answered
please.
your own question.
You're not letting me finish so you understand my position. Maybe the question won't be necessary. And it's this. I don't disagree with what the natural phenomena is and the way we are using it. Now, if I want to borrow it to do something else, that's my business. That's my position. And we have to agree to disagree there. That's it. But any idea that I'm going around bad-mouthing or stabbing Nathan in the back, please stop that because I'm not doing that. And if you go and check the shows for yourself, you will see that Jin is not doing that. And I'm getting fed up with backs. Don't stalk me backs because I'm not doing that. Okay? Thank you.
I heard you live.
Okay, well, before we get
why don't you, what you should do is record it then.
Hold on.
Record every word I say. Thank you.
Hello. Rather than making it personal to Jin. Right. I don't care. Slag me off all you like. That's not the point I'm about to make. My point is about specifically science, that's natural science, and the scientific method. Now, if you say, well, I'm borrowing that to do something other than that, well, then you're not doing science. But from what I understand, you're asking people, is it science when I deal with man-made, that's synthetic, phenomena? Well, the answer to that question is no, you're not. If you understand what the scientific method is, that is to say you understand that in the process of natural science, the first step is to observe a phenomena occurring in nature, then you understand that you're dealing with nature. That's what natural science is. Science and the scientific method exclusively deals with cause and effect relationships observed in nature. If it's man-made, synthetic, you already know what caused it. A man made it. That's why you don't put synthetic anything through the method, because you already know the cause. A man making it is the cause. But for the fact that a man made it, it wouldn't be happening, would it? So if you're looking for a cause and effect answer and you take something that's synthetic, well, why would you put that through the method? You already know what caused it. A man made it. So you don't need to put cause and effect reasoning into effect when establishing the cause of synthetic anything. It's nonsensical to suggest that you can put a method for establishing the cause of an effect to something synthetic. Okay?
Right. Yeah,
exactly.
Whilst I've got this, hang on a minute. I want to respond,
man-made,
please.
It's not a phenomenon.
If I may be allowed to respond here, it was addressed to me. Thanks. Look, if I've got a man-made building and it came down, there would be several hypotheses. There was it fire? Was it thermal? Okay, so that's what we want to check out to get to the answer.
Incorrect.
I'm going to bury it. That's what I'm going to do. Thank you. That's all.
That's incorrect. So when you say hypothesis, a hypothesis is a scientific prediction. It establishes the cause of the effect in a suppositional statement. That's a scientific prediction. That's what hypothesis means.
So I can make a scientific prediction regarding how this building came down because there are...
No, you can't.
Finish that interjection? If I cannot speak, what is going on here? Can I
It's
not
just you're
speak,
wrong.
please?
The problem is that
because you're wrong over and over.
Everybody stop. Everybody stop. Everybody stop.
Let's leave it there. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. We'll leave it there. That's it.
No, there's a wider audience that needs... Hello? There's a wider audience that needs educating. Now, again, you're under the misapprehension that when I address things to you, that it's you, the individual, that I'm addressing. I'm never addressing the individual. I'm always, and without exception, addressing the audience. You are but a conduit to do so. So when you start asserting something that's incorrect and somebody interjects and goes, no, that's wrong, you're like, well, if I'm not allowed to finish, well, we're stopping you from finishing, because by finishing a statement that's incorrect and summarising it and repeating it and then never letting the correction come at the appropriate moment. So when you say, I can apply a scientific prediction to a build, no, because a scientific prediction is, again, explicitly and exclusively dealing with natural phenomena. So no, you won't be applying a hypothesis to why a man-made building collapsed.
Well, I personally disagree with that, and that's my position. Never going to change, but that's fine. I'm entitled to hold my position respectfully. So there we are. Simple as that. But Vax, don't keep stalking me, because that's not good. And I'm not going around.
Vax. Your position is wrong.
No, my position is not wrong. My position is not wrong. You think it's wrong, it's up to you.
This is like everyone stop.
Agree to disagree there. That's all there is.
No, Jin, you're not getting it. And I'll just try and reiterate it again, but you're going to get my blood boiling really quickly. This isn't an agree to disagree situation. Whether or not you think I'm wrong is irrelevant. I'm not wrong, you are. But there's a wider audience that needs educating based on your incorrect assertions about applying a scientific prediction to a man-made phenomenon. Because science exclusively deals with nature, not synthetic anything ever. So when you say, well, I fundamentally disagree, okay, I mean, that's irritating that you as the individual disagree, but can you keep that to yourself so you don't poison my audience because you're fundamentally incorrect? If it's synthetic, I've just gone through this. I don't need you to interrupt me while I reiterate something that hasn't sunk in. You just haven't understood or comprehended the words that have come out of my mouth. And it's about the day 5 of this being the case. If it is synthetic, then you already know the cause. What is the scientific method? An establishment of cause. You're trying to figure out what caused the effect you observed. If the effect you observed is synthetic, then a man made it. Okay? So you turning around after and saying, oh, I disagree. Okay, so what? We're going to now change the rules of covering nature because Jin disagrees? No, science will always and can only be dealing with nature. It's natural science. So when you say, well, I'm going to borrow the scientific prediction bit and apply it to something synthetic, that's infuriating because it's wrong. So when you say those things, well, I disagree, you're going to get 5 people going, well, you're just wrong, talking through you, stopping you from being wrong. But you feel that you've got to be getting to the end of your sentence. No, that's not some rule we have where Jin must get to the end of his statement. No, if you're wrong, you will be stopped and corrected. Now, if you can't tolerate that because you feel that you've got a right to get to the end of your fucking sentence, you haven't. What will happen is the audience will be educated in terms of why a scientific prediction is not applicable to anything synthetic. Doesn't matter if you want it to be, or if you've borrowed something that fundamentally cannot apply to synthetic anything. It can't apply. So how can you say you're borrowing it? You can't. It either is science, that's to say cause and effect reasoning, that's a scientific prediction, in a suppositional format, actualised by experiment, based on natural phenomena. That's what it is. Now, let me just define something for you, because what you're doing and this is the reason it frustrates everybody around you, is the literal definition of pseudoscience. Now, if you want validity to your 9/11 stuff, regardless of me categorizing it as feast of nonsense, do it. You can do it all day long. I will never object until you hijack science to do it. Then you'll have my go, because you're going to be irritating me because you're undermining the work I do. If I define pseudoscience, hopefully that'll leave you with a comprehension level of why it's so irritating. From Oxford Languages.
We have to.
Haven't finished. Defining something. Shh. From Oxford Languages.
We have to discuss
Shut
about
up!
this for the past.
8! Shut up! The definition of pseudoscience: a collection of beliefs or practices mistakenly regarded as being based on scientific method. So if it isn't based on the scientific method, that's borrowing it, saying that you are kind of adhering to it, using it for things that are synthetic, then it is ipso facto, by definition, automatically pseudoscience. That's what you'll get accused of. So you're undermining your own position if you want people to trust in your judgment when it comes to 9/11 truth. Now, I haven't got a horse in that race. I don't care about what you say 9/11 truth is. I couldn't care less. But you are, and I'm just telling you this as a fact, undermining your own position if you steal valor from science to do it. It means that when you're right about what you say, someone like me can say, well, I'm going to undermine it because you are wrong in your application and use of these science words inappropriately. So if you can avoid doing that, you're giving yourself a higher degree of credence rather than spewing pseudoscience. Because what you're offering when you say, these men have studied the materials and they're sciencing it, in any way you want to phrase that, and then I can come along and go, okay, let's just define what pseudoscience is. A collection of beliefs, or in this case practices, mistakenly regarded as being based on the scientific method, which this isn't. Therefore, unequivocally pseudoscience. Now, I'm doing you a favour by letting you know how, when you make your claims, you can avoid having them undermined when they might be right. You might be absolutely correct about what you say. But as soon as you say, because of science, in any capacity, so you say hypothesis, you use the word theory, you use the word experiment, you start throwing phenomena around for something that's synthetic. Every time you do that, you're undermining your own position because you're turning what might be a fact, I'm not saying it is or isn't, into pseudoscience when it might be correct. So don't undermine your own position. Number one, it will get me angry with you because you're hijacking what I've been teaching my audience, which is to understand what science is, so that regardless of the assertion they're listening to is correct or not, Timotei does make your hair shinier. But when they say, here comes the science part, it isn't. But they're undermining their own advertising campaign when I say that, because it does actually make your hair shiny. But it's not the science part. That's a lie. It's just offering credibility so that people buy the product because they're suggesting empiricism. But they don't need to, and neither do you. You're just undermining your own position by using science words.
Okay, so question coming up then, if that's okay. When you want to find out what happened, what does one do?
An investigation,
right?
a study.
We've observed something. Please just hear me out. So I'm only got a few words. We've observed something happen. Now we want to ascertain what happened to this building. You know, how did it come down? What do we do? What are the steps for us to find out?
You can still apply investigation and deductive reasoning to anything. Science is not the only method of investigation. It's just empirical. That's why it's so common for people to steal valor from science, because it lends a degree or an inference of empiricism to the suggested outcome being claimed. But it doesn't mean that science is the only way to investigate anything. Far from it.
Okay, question again coming up. So if they take some material, you've got thermite, and nanothermite, and now they conduct experiments to see how quickly the steel is, what's the word I'm looking for? Compromised, okay? Then that's an experiment, isn't it?
No.
No, it's not an experiment. No.
An experiment is the actualization of a scientific prediction. It's very specific. An experiment is a hypothesis test. That's what an experiment is. So when you say I've performed an experiment, then you're literally saying I've actualized my cause and effect reasoning with an if and then statement and a null. That's a scientific prediction called a hypothesis. Well, an experiment is a hypothesis test. Well, that's not what you're doing. You're just using science words again to lend credence.
Hang on a second now.
I haven't finished talking. Shut up! Listen rather than talk, you fucking retard. I'm telling you, not asking you, don't need your confirmation to the top of me telling you, right? I understand this stuff and you don't. You're increasingly becoming irritating on every fucking show because you can't keep your fucking mouth shut. Dumbass! I'm trying to tell you. Don't yatter through me while I educate you. Just listen. Try and pay attention. Nobody cares if you fucking get it or not. Second time, I've got a wider audience. No one gives a fuck if you can nod along. It's not about you. There's more than one man here. You're just a conduit. My conduit. I'm using you to communicate to an audience. No one gives a flying fuck if you understand while I'm talking. Shut up. No, it's not an experiment, dumb fuck. That's a hypothesis actualization, a hypothesis test. So you'd be formulating a hypothesis if you're doing an experiment. You're just stealing valor, using science words to make their little looky-loo into what stuff does that's synthetic sound like it's got empiricism. It doesn't. It's not using the scientific method. Using deductive reasoning isn't the empirical method of science. It's not an experiment. So just don't use the science words and you won't annoy me. That's it. Talk about 9/11 all you like in the after show. Preferably not in the live show. I couldn't care less. Talk about whatever you like. But the moment it undermines 5 years of work that I've done, you can go fuck yourself. You'll get called a retard because you don't know what you're talking about. You're just stealing valor from science. It's infuriating.
I think he's gone.
It is infuriating. No, I hope he's not.
That's just disrespectful. Let me get it straight. He's yattering through me in agreement, and then when I say shut up and try and be educated, he just walks off. Like, don't come back to the class then. Why is he buggering off in the middle of me talking about this stuff? I'm trying to explain it to him as a conduit to an audience, and instead of listening, he just walks away. What a wanker.
You got to take accountability for your actions. I think that you called them a retard when someone else was interrupting you. You got to stop. You can't do that. People don't like
it was Jin, Eli. Stop defending him. This has been 5 days now. Eli, it's been 5 days
It happens
now.
to all of us. Just relax, Neil. It happens to all of us. Let's stop doing that. Yelling at others who don't have their Michael.
Eli, day 5 of him saying, well, could I just steal a little bit of science? Just to make my shit that I spew about 9/11 sound a bit more credible? Is it all right if I just do that? Because I disagree with your 5 years of work that you put into this. I just disagree because I've got to talk shit about thermite. So therefore, just a little bit of theft of the valor of science is okay, right? Because that's what Jin says is all right in the third person. Sick of it. It's getting irritating. When I say, just stop yattering through me, yeah, he can't cope with it, so he walks off. So it's either you'll yatter through the top of me or you'll bugger off.
So he's going to go to Riggs and get some affirmation.
Yeah, the fuck do they know over at Riggs' server about science? Have they spent 5 years educating an audience about it? I'm thinking no.
Right, back to your main reason of the upsetness. I don't, Jen, like if you're listening, man, like what's the problem? Like it's not like you just joined the show. Like it's been 10 years, bro. Like you're one of the main things FED is focused on, including me. You've been around me a long time. It's focused on telling people what the scientific method is versus what the scientific method isn't. It'd be one thing if you were just straight up saying, yeah, I don't agree with that. But you're like, it's almost like you're just not understanding out, like just loudly. And I just like, no one understands that. How could you not understand?
I got something, Eli. I got something.
Yeah,
instead of going to Riggs, why don't you go to Quantum Eraser's channel and spew that and see what happens?
The problem here is to call a man-made phenomena. If it's man-made, it's not a phenomena. We already know the cause. It's man-made.
Yeah, we told him that 100 times. 100 fucking times.
Well, I mean, it came out of his own lips. He said he will never change his opinion, meaning he is quite literally admitting that he will be incapable of learning. That's on him. Now he's going to go over to Riggs server and tell everybody that fire marshals are now scientists. So whatever.
Other people are talking and he can't get in. It's pretty funny because he went right over there. Yep.
He went right over there?
This is irritating for me because he's on my side. It's as frustrating as when I tried to communicate this to Jaron. Yeah?
He's not on your side. Not on your side.
Okay, as a perception from others, they perceive him to be a, quote, flat earther, therefore on my side from that perspective. Perceivably on my side. Or supposed to be. The point is that when you're talking to someone like Jaron, or in this case Jin, and they're undermining what you do, that is incredibly frustrating because you're like, oh my God, I could understand it from somebody who's got to defend their religion that you don't hold anymore. So what is this about? It's just pride then. You just want to be right about 9/11 and you've been using this magic trick for this long. Why can't I use it now? Well, because it's wrong. Oh, well, I'm going to disagree with you. Why? So that you can pump Michelson Morley's experiment out into your audience? Yeah. So that you can pump out the experiments done on 9/11? Yeah, that's why. Yeah, it's totally selfish.
Well, I thought you explained it pretty good when you said you're only stealing valor from yourself. You're only stealing what you might have correct. But because you're muddying it with science, that's actually pseudoscience, you're weakening your position. That's 100% correct.
Right, it's reasoning and deduction is what they're doing. The steps are just similar. And then what they do is they call them the same thing, and then they just hijack the science, and then people believe it because, you're doing science. Meantime, everybody's more confused than ever.
There's more than one way to skin a cat. There's nothing wrong with what you've just described. Inference and logical consistency after investigation. It's just not science. As soon as you say it is, then I can come along and go, well, that's pseudoscience. Has it been through the scientific method? Oh, it hasn't? Well, then it's pseudoscience. What if you're 100% correct? Suddenly everyone who listens goes, oh, well, he can't be right then. But he was. But for the fact that he used science incorrectly, it wouldn't have been undermined as being pseudoscience, which it absolutely is when you start claiming it's science. Oh, well, it is an experiment. No, you looked at what metals do. That's not science.
Right.
He has to have.
You already have an idea.
Hold on, Hop. He has to have it be science because he believes that men took the buildings down. So he has to make man-made into science to validate his assumption, whether it's true or not, that men took those buildings down in a controlled demolition. That's why he's trying to make it science. He wants a man-made phenomenon.
I'm trying for the past 3 hours to say something.
I'm still talking, King. We don't care that you don't want to hear it. I don't give
I
a
was just
shit.
trying to say a word.
Go on. What do you want to say?
What do you want to say?
I just want to say, like, I don't get why we're talking about this subject for the past 3 days. Like, I don't get it.
Are you serious? You interrupted me for that. So he needs
okay,
this
let me answer him.
phenomenon
Let me answer
of a
him.
building going down to
Hold
be
on, Neil.
man-made and science.
Neil, let me just answer him. What's happened with the globe Earth is that they've put geography and mathematics into a scientific category incorrectly. They've called the study of the physical and natural world the mathematics of creating a ball. Well, it's not. Creating a model in mathematics is mathematics. Measuring Earth is geography. So when you say science says the world moves around the sun, which they do, they teach you heliocentrism in the science class, they've got you in a category error. So therefore, it is critical to escape the shackles of being on a ball to understand what science is so that you can appreciate what it isn't. That's why we've spent days and days on it. Not because I give a crap about 9/11 truth. It's just the feast of nonsense subject. It's a conspiratard subject as far as I'm concerned. But you can talk about it all you like, right up until the point that you undermine that which we have gone through for 5 years, explaining to people what science is so they can appreciate where they're being lied to with the words of science. Does Neil deGrasse Tyson do science? No. But he says he's a scientist. When you claim Earth's flat as a belief, you'll be called a science denier. Because the science class, not the scientific method, gives you the ball. Therefore, it's critical to understand what science is. And when our own side start using that magic trick of, well, if I just say, this is science, then I can start flogging more microphones. This science that I've used to prove this microphone has a better frequency response. No, it's got a frequency response and I've measured it. That's not science. But if I say it's scientifically proven to be better than the next microphone, I'm stealing valor to flog a microphone. When in reality, I could just say, here's the measured frequency response, not the science of microphone tone. I'm just stealing from a category that I'm not obliged to be describing my measurement in. That's what the ball does. They take a flat Earth measurement, put it into a spherical system from the centre of hell, and call it science. Orbital motion's mathematics.
Nathan, that's a good point, and I like that. I like that you word it like that. That you say that it's stolen valor, because what they're trying to do is add validity to their position, because science is known to hold weight when in the true science of things, right? When you have true science, like not just how they just, like I said in the side chat, they throw that word around exactly like why you're saying, because you're trying to add validity to it, and then people go, oh well, it's a science about it. Well, then it must be that, like it has to be true.
Yes,
and that's
why.
hold on,
no,
exactly.
I'm next. That's why, again, stop making it a point about it being 9/11 or Cinco de Mayo or April 15th when we pay taxes. The point of the matter is the reason why I use the gemological example, which holds more water in the argument than 9/11. In the end of the day, even with that, Nathan broke it down. The other brother came in and broke it down. John Refractor broke it down. It ain't science. That's what we're reiterating in every single level. What other level do we have to break it down that we're trying to reiterate that science is being abused? So it does not have to do with why we're doing 9/11. We're just doing the 9/11 because one of our panel members kept on using that as an example, and we were going back and forth with that. So if you have a problem with that, go holler at him about it. But I gave the gemological example. Still, it's an abuse of the term using the science methodological. Okay? That's all to it, period. 9/11, 6/11, 4/12, it don't matter. Damn.
Well, also, it's not to say that your statement couldn't be true, right? It could be true and not be science.
Yep.
Yeah.
But using that word devalues it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what Nathan was saying.
So it's QED, quod erat demonstrandum. When you are applying the scientific method, there is only one outcome possible: proof. So when you say anything from the science vocabulary, experiment, hypothesis, theory, phenomena, all of these words imply proof. Why does it imply proof? Well, because built within the hypothesis is, if you take all parts of the hypothesis to be true, a violation of the law of non-contradiction. If you say A causes B, that is a suppositional statement in a hypothesis. I suppose A will, when validated, cause B. Alongside it is A will not cause B. Both cannot be true. Only one will be true when you vary A and see if it causes B or not. If you vary A and it causes B, you prove that prediction, the scientific prediction in the hypothesis. Your prediction, by supposition, is that A will cause B. So if A causes B, tick, it is proven. QED. It is demonstrated. If you vary A and you do not cause B, tick QED. It is demonstrated. Proven. A did not cause B. That's the only outcome. Something's going to be proven at the end of the process. It's the only thing the method provides. Proof. Either proof that you caused the effect or proof that you did not cause the effect. But something's getting proven when you do an experiment if you've done it correctly. So all science provides, it's the only thing it provides, is proof. So when you know that, all it gives you is proof. You go, so science just gives proof then? So science is proving things? Yep. Oh, well, this microphone, blah, 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 blah. Because now I'm suggesting that measuring a frequency response is proving some bullshit I make up about the microphone. This microphone's the best microphone in the world. It has the widest frequency response ever achieved by man. It is proven, QED, because I've done the science. I measured its frequency response. No, you didn't actualize a scientific prediction with a violation of the law of non-contradiction when taken simultaneously to be true. You can't prove A and not prove A. But I'm not doing anything of the sort. I'm measuring something. But if I can say that my measurement is science, then we all know what science does, right? Proves things. Oh, right. So when you made a measurement of its frequency response, you, quote unquote, proved it's the best microphone in the world, that your hair's shinier than it could be, that Michelson-Morley proves the ether. It's proven, right? Because I used a few science words. No. Science is very narrow. You're actualizing a scientific prediction in the form of an experiment after observing a phenomena, supposing a cause that you can actually vary is the independent variable in your hypothesis and is definitely real, to see if it does or does not cause the effect. Outcome, proof. One will be proven, the other will be ruled out. If A causes B, you automatically put a big fat line through the other prediction. Well, if A causes B, it cannot simultaneously not cause B. So you rule out the null. Tick. Hypothesis proven is all you get at the outcome. And what if you get it wrong? What, you didn't guess the presumed cause correctly? Then you still proved something. You proved that wasn't the cause. Tick. Null hypothesis proven. A does not cause B. Tick. Automatically scoring through the alternative hypothesis, because if A does not cause B, it can't simultaneously cause it. So you have built within the hypothesis construction an empiricism. That empiricism is what people want when they bullshit. That's how we were put on a globe. So it's important that we understand this.
Exactly. And if that went over anybody's head, simplify like me, who I would consider one of the most laymen up on here besides Neil, who I even say Neil's more advanced than me now because he's been on the show more. If your hypothesis, presuppositional assumption, has nothing to do with a natural activity, aka phenomena, don't even talk about science. Turn around and get back in your car and drive home.
No, don't go somewhere where there's nothing fascination. Yeah, John.
Oh, I was going to say another aspect that people like to confuse is the control variable being confused with the independent variable. The independent variable or the control variable is not mentioned within your hypothesis. It is part of your experimental setup, and it is as it pertains to theory and how multiple hypotheses can interact.
I guess everybody's thinking.
I was reading the comments.
Repeat that again.
Like all that got
Well, at
broken
least
down, and then while it's being broken down to him, Jin just fucks off. That's disrespectful as fuck. Like, how are you gonna? It doesn't matter. I don't know. I'm just sick of it.
I completely agree.
Every day.
Totally agree. Couldn't agree more. Very disrespectful, because it'll be day 6 where, well, I've decided because I buggered off when you attempted to educate me for the 5th day in a row on what science and the method affords you. That's proof. And how you haven't gone through the method, therefore you're just describing pseudo-scientifically what might be true. But he's not here to hear this, so it's annoying. Like, I get it. Maybe it's God's way of making me go through it over and over again by buggering off and coming and reasserting it for day 6 and 7 and 8. Maybe that's God's way. He just wants me to go through it over and over again.
Well, he as soon as you called him that name, he said you insulted me again and left.
Well, look, as long as I ain't got to hear it, I'd rather hear y'all talking about type away till your fingers get calluses. I'm just tired of hearing it. I'm sick of hearing it. I love hearing Nathan. I love hearing Nathan reiterate it in different ways, from the left, from the right, from the bottom, from the top. But I'm really, it gets to the point where I'm kind of glad that he decided to step back and just be like, you know what, I don't even be here no more, because it was getting annoying.
Oh, you're sick of him explaining it to Jin.
I'm getting sick of Jin not getting it and always coming back with a but if that. That reminds me of an arrogant ignoramus, and I love Jin, but that exemplifies and exudes arrogant ignorance.
He's seeking affirmation. No. He wants to know if it's thermite. If they're testing this thermite and they do an experiment and it brings down the building, then man caused it. That's why he wants it to be a man-made phenomenon.
Okay, well, man did it, but it has nothing to do with science.
Right, that's all he's going to say.
It has to do with demolition and engineering. Period.
What it has to do with is Jen has a deep-rooted bias against Americans and America.
No, that's a fact. Yeah, that's the other thing too. That's another thing.
It's hampering his ability because of his emotional investment within the topic. He's not willing to hear what we have to say. That's the problem.
Yeah, you're right.
You're touching on something deep, but I don't know if it's exactly that. But what I do know is that everybody has presuppositions or suppositions that they build upon prior, evidence that they have in their lives. So if whatever somebody's trying to destroy is the foundation for somebody else's supposition, then they're not going to let you destroy it. Such as the 9/11 towers that Jin likes to reference often.
Well, he likes to reference
And any 911 truther would tell him the same thing. Stop saying you got science. You're fucking up the whole thing. They're going to look at it and say this ain't science. People that are intelligent.
Yeah, but listen to what
engineering.
John's saying.
It's deduction. Very simple.
Spot on. Because he might be right. Just undermines his position by using a category error. So it's like, well, I don't have any skin in this race. I don't care if he's right or wrong. But I can show he's wrong when he might be right by just pointing out that he's utilising pseudoscientific endeavours. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, we know that. But John's right. It's his deep hatred for America that's motivating him.
But like Nathan just said, didn't I say that before when Jen was talking about the reason why those who were making the claim that he was backing up using the word science enveloped in that package of claim, that the reason why they were getting either ridiculed or dismissed or just side-eyed and ignored is because of that. Remember, I was being sarcastic, saying maybe just like when you go to court and you're talking terminologies with connotations and you sound like a baffling effing idiot, the judge and they look at you like, you're just digging your own grave. Get out of here. Case dismissed.
Sorry to cut you off on this 9/11 thing. There it is, just one sec. My wife's got to take my kid to gymnastics and I want to watch this video with her, and I know I won't get another opportunity today. So as she sat here with me, I just want to play this video for her. Let's have a listen. This is Fisherman in a Box, by the way. Who's that? Don't worry about it.
And me and Refracted Curvature, we paint my whole house red. And then we both stand back, look at it, admire it, and say what a great shade of blue it was. What would you call us?
Idiots.
Exactly.
You can both be colorblind.
Hi guys, we're the Robinson twins. I'm Bob.
And I'm Rick.
And we are at South Lake Tahoe at the southern end
of the lake, you say?
Lake Tahoe.
What south? Beards. Point south for me. That's south? Really? South? Not south. Not south. So horizontally, on a compass, leveled to a plane of reference, you can describe this directionality to describe which end of the lake you're at. The south end.
It's beginning to kick in, Ted.
Okay, we're at Camp Richardson, the dock for the coordinates for the south end of Lake Tahoe. And we believe we are seeing across to the north end of the lake to the Calneva Lodge. We think that spot there is the Calneva Lodge building. 10 stories high. We are definitely not seeing the whole building, which would be the case if the Earth were flat.
Things in the distance get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until they disappear. Is this a revelation to you? You pair of complete idiots. Is this coming as a shock? Yeah, it's also a sketch from a show called Father Ted.
Ted, you know the way your eyes sometimes play tricks on you?
What Father Ted does with his compadre Dougal is holds up a little toy cow. He says, Dougal, this cow is small. Those cows are far away.
Okay, one last time. These are small, but the ones out there are far away.
In the distance, the other shore, the North Shore, is 19 and a half miles away from this shore. And we've just went from the North Shore first, took pictures of the area, scouted it out, and actually we scouted it out on Google Earth first, so we know what we're looking for.
Small, far away.
Far away. Because they appear the same freaking size. And the further away those cows get, the smaller they get. Yeah? Now let's say we look into the distance at, 5 kilometres. The cow vanishes. But the tower it stood next to can still be seen. What's that? Oh, the Earth curve got in the way. No, you pair of idiots.
We took this picture using a smartphone through the spotting scope's 45 power lens. Clearly, we're only seeing the top half of the building, a 10-story building, mind you, and it's still above the lake level from its base.
Yeah? Do you understand now? You're as stupid as Dougal on Father Ted. You don't understand perspective. Idiots. What's that? The bottom half's missing. It's not shot.
Here's a picture we took through the lens of a 50-power Canon PowerShot. The waves on that day were less than a foot high, and you can see only the top half of a 10-story building, and the base of that building is already 100 feet or more above the lake level. So the lake is not flat. We confirmed curvature.
Small, far away.
Dumbos, are you as stupid as Dougal? This cow is small. Those cows are far away. Are you hearing me?
Okay, one last time. These are small, but the ones out there are far away. Dougal? Dougal? Dougal?
Very good.
Yeah, he does a good job with your videos. So you said you got struck. So I wonder if those two guys hit you with a copyright strike.
That maybe sometimes what Fisherman does though is he puts his little end credits there, but he also has another couple minutes added on that you may not want to miss. He's tricky that way.
Yeah, don't use flat earth prerequisite directionality describing which part of the lake you're on, because you've immediately undermined everything that you're going to say beyond this point.
And we did get to meet Michael Toon and his wife Tina on January 11th.
You're in a religion where you think you're on a ball flying around the sun.
Huh?
You're in the one world religion of heliocentrism. So in your school, they taught you were on a ball going around the sun.
Leave some for the fish, right? What?
Very good. Shout out to Fisherman in a Box. Right, I think that's
that was a great experiment.
You did an experiment.
Experiment.
No. But they all do that, don't they? They all call measuring the flat distance across a flat lake at lake level, end quote, them, experiments. That's what they called that. They called that an experiment. Same thing.
Yes, they did. Right in the beginning.
Well, they usually do a calculation with those measurements and then call it an experiment.
Right, I'm going to round out on that note. So with that, another huge, massive, enormous thank you to both Discord and G Plus Panels, or Discords and G Plus Panel for making today's after show possible. And of course, a massive thank you to all of you for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, joining as a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member. Hit me up on PayPal and Patreon, smashing the super chat, all that good stuff. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I will see you all in the next video.
But when you measure it flat, it contradicts that. I'm spitting flat facts and that. And I know you don't like that. Google Maps is flat, it presents elevation profiles like that. I'm a spitting flat earth king. Sentence has a ring, doing my own thing. If earth was a big roast chicken, factually finger licking chicken. We just got the measurements missing. I'm spitting eggs and begs, begging the question lesson. I've said it before, time after time. I'm the spitting flat earth king of rhyme.